Oi, oi. Hi guys, welcome back to Flaterday. Buckle in, guys, buckle in. This, weather. It's going to wreck your Brian. Buckle in, you're going to have a great time. Just check my conjuring order and all will be splendido. Splendid. What? How are you all, guys? This is the first Flaterday of 2023. It's going to be epic. It's literally, I'm going to knacker your Brian, your mind, because we're going to look at 1,000 things today in this post. It's just down to me to be able to present it all, but there is some fantastic stuff, videos, rare mappage, rare documents, all pulled together for what is, in case you don't know, because you haven't tuned in to Flaterday Bridge, I think what we did inadvertently is we stumbled into the biggest criminal case in history. So that's what we're doing. We're breaking it down and showing you all what they did with civilization over and again. So welcome all. Good to see you. You excited? Be excited. Be very excited. There's 1,000 things in this post. We're going to have a really good laugh. We're going to have a Flat British loving. Yeah, it's going to be funky. And plus, we're doing important work. Okay, like I said, this is the biggest criminal case in history. So it's my pleasure to break that shit down, which I'm really good at, by the way. One of the best. So you're feeling good? Fuck yeah, you know you are. Shared, buddy. Yeah, share this out. Yeah, so what we're going to do is going to shake, rattle and roll tonight. Shake, rattle and roll. Do you think they're trying to tell us something with music like rock and roll concerning resetting of civilization? So what we've done on this channel for many years, we've broke down all of the ways that they've reset civilization. Plasma, deluge, over and over again. The two main players are comets, astronomical phenomena, as in shooting stars, etc., which are always associated with strange human and strange animal behaviors prior to the big event. An earthquake, a really, really big earthquake that shakes, rattles and rolls this place, which is documented quite extensively in classical citations, etc., of the fall of all civilizations, which has caused issues, especially with chronologists, historians, and all the rest. And the issues are the huge gaps in the sequence of civilization. And the huge gaps have been caused by large earthquake events. So I got to thinking because of the earthquake in Japan. So I did some research and dig into things like I usually do. Thanks, Chris. Because Japan always has earthquakes, it's nothing new, is it? You know, that's why their houses are made of paper and shit, because they always have earthquakes. But I noticed on the other side of the Pacific, at the same time, there's a sequence of earthquakes all along the California coast, apparently, like 20 a day, etc. Not biggies, but still, it shows that, you know, that vast body of water, which probably weighs a lot, the Pacific Ocean, there's events happening on both sides simultaneously, so it has to be connected. Now, there are some things that are happening now which haven't happened before. I've explained or talked about the different variations in sunlight that we're experiencing. Not in Britain. We did have some sunshine today. It was glorious, guys. We've been literally in a vapor canopy. It still exists, I can assure you of that, in Britain. But silver liner minor, okay, we had beautiful sunny and a little bit of warmth in the sunshine today, but the sun is yellow. When the sun was yellow, now it's LED. We talked about this many, many times. Now, I heard an earthquake back a few years ago. My whole entire bedroom shifted to the right-hand side. Yeah, and it was, other people I've asked, did you hear what to me was the loudest noise I ever heard. And that's what they say. We will experience a blinding light, a noise so loud, louder than the loudest thunder you could ever imagine prior to an earthquake event. Now, civilization, even in the recent past, has been taken out in earthquakes. You know, we have talked about the San Francisco event in 1906, but there was one just prior to that, which I've got big questions about now, guys. If there was a massive or a significant earthquake in San Francisco in 1889, and the city was significantly damaged, how is it all back up and running and big and fucking massive, you know, Taria type buildings, and then it's all destroyed in 1906. I'm wondering whether these images and these photographs are actually an earlier event. I really am wondering. They got hold of the history books and everything, guys, and all this stuff's basically reported on after the occasion. So Lisbon's events, the earthquake, tsunami, Port Royal, we talked about these before. These are significant events when huge cities are submerged, shitloads of people get killed. Now, before I run away myself, I looked into the sequence for earthquakes over the last few hundred years. And the graph surprisingly shows that it is dropped like this compared to what it used to be in, say, the 18th century. They are very, very rare compared to what they used to be, they're saying. They're saying earthquakes are decreasing and to be decreasing increasingly so for years. So what do you make of that? Calm before the storm? No, I definitely think there's something with that, why there was more earthquake activity only a couple of hundred years ago, and it has decreased so much in the modern day. Who even knows? So, is there anything to gain by an earthquake? For example, wiping out a major city, which there have been loads of. Like I said, Lisbon, coincidentally, was the richest port on Earth. And the next richest port on Earth, Port Royal, okay, in Jamaica, in Kingston, was also called the wickedest city on Earth and was noted for being one of the richest ports on Earth. Isn't it a coincidence that these cities get completely submerged, in the case of Port Royal, sunk under the sand, under the mud that it was built on, and disappear from the face of the earth, an entire city. And it just happened to be one of the richest. And then you see all of these cities that are all around the Pacific Rim, for example, that also suffer these events, like in Japan just recently. So, bear with me for a second. So, I looked into the sequence of events that you get prior to earthquakes for New Madrid, for example, the biggest earthquake event in American history, they say, which happened in December of 1812. Now, they had multiple tremors, like 20 a month, leading up to this big event. Now, I'm starting to think that this big event is another big event that has been cited as being in another geographical location on Earth. As crazy as it sounds, I'll give you the evidence in a minute when I go through all what I've shown you and explain exactly what I mean. Now, we have talked about the possibility and shown literal evidence for Egypt actually being in America. And all of these tales and all of these stories, it all happened in America first, which is why we've got Memphis in Tennessee. There's even an Egypt near New Madrid, surprisingly. And all of this place littered early with these things that you can see behind me, starforts. Who put them there? Well, we talked about that in the past, and we found some evidence that they cited them as being Roman Phoenician, and they are the masters of water. So 100% think the masters of the sea, the Phoenicians, are the builders of these starforts. Northern Lights. Now, when I was a teenager, actually when I was younger, on television, I used to watch the Sky at Night and all of these programs, and they said that if the Northern Lights were to be witnessed this far south in Britain, we were going to be in big trouble. They suggested stuff like pole flip, you know, along these lines, that we would be in big trouble with sort of electromagnetic changes to that extent. And guess what? well, they've increased. In the last couple of years, they've been coming further south. People were starting to see them in Manchester, Lancashire, places like that. And now they're on the south coast being witnessed in Britain. I've been here 56 years. That has never happened. That is a change for us to be able to witness the Northern Lights. If you know, what are the Northern Lights? Well, I wrote about what I thought that they were, basically electrolyzed lights, laser lights coming out of the North Pole hole, which I included in my first book and my series, Great Secret Never Told. That is a massive inquiry in itself. So Hypocrites actually stated, can ye not discern the signs of the times? And I think we can, you know, guys, because we know what happens in this place with reset, and a very distinct possibility that the entire population get wiped out and completely replaced, which, you know, is a fucked up state of affairs, really, if they think that we're just surplus to requirements and, you know, oh, well, this batch is a bit corrupted, or this batch is, you know, is lazy or whatever. And then they start over. And I think there's literally some of the evidence that got shown. Somebody brought me some evidence in Houston that there's literally an organization that comes and destroys cities. He showed me when Houston got destroyed. There was a company already then, an insurance company, the same day as this on fire, from northern Texas, Lubbock in northern Texas. It's like an organization that was hired to set these cities alight, etc. You know, the whole of San Francisco was burned to the ground. And what did they say happened? They said that the earthquake, which lasted only a matter of seconds, hit over oil lamps, and the oil lamps caused fires. Well, that cannot be the case, guys. These things are size skyscrapers, and I just can't believe for 1 second that that's what's happened. We'll think about all of this, and we'll think about the distinct possibilities, and I think it is as well, of a technology, because I think everything in this place is probably artificial. So why not the weather, and why not what they call natural phenomena such as earthquakes, etc.? Because we don't know why the earth moves below our feet. We know what they're saying, you know, stresses from fissures and tectonic movement and all of the rest. That's all bollocks, guys, because zero evidence that any of that is true. Okay, I think things move a lot fucking quicker than they say. Since I've been talking about Japan used to be off the peninsula of North Korean peninsula or South Korean peninsula, and now it's not. Now it's way further north, off the coast of China, etc. And I talked about that 2 posts ago, suggesting it was a ship and it's been on the move, and then the fucking thing's shaking. Maybe it's on the move again. So we're going to look at all of that in this post, and the possibility of the Mississippi River actually being the Nile. Has anybody actually overlaid these? Well, the Mississippi Delta has a striking similarity to the Nile Delta, I have found. If you put one over the other, and they would look the same if you turned them around and they're upside down. I shit you not. And the Mississippi is a mighty river. It runs from the Canadian border right through the whole of America. The Missouri joins it. It is a monster river, and it's one of the biggest rivers in the world, along with the Nile, apart from the Amazon, which is the longest river in the world. A lot of coinky dinks in this, guys. I'm wondering if that's what's going on. I'm going off the evidence in this post. So we're all green and starforty today. I'm feeling very starforty. 478 of you. Thank you for tuning up. Feel free to share this out. I'm really feeling pleased about this. There's Mel, my friend, who's just soldier. Yay, marriage. I'm feeling pleased about Flat Earth Britishness. So I had like my breakdown of YouTube of all last year, yeah, and I did really well, or we did really well, Flat Earth British. We smashed on YouTube. We're doing better than some British Premier League football teams, especially on views. We're going to keep going, making a difference. Millions are hearing, guys. Millions of people, and exponentially they're going to speak to people. Okay, keep on pushing. So yeah, we got some funny stuff later. I'm going to look at some kiosks, some bunko booths, which are you know, very well, they are antiquitech devices. We'll look into a booklet of them later on. Some funny signs, some do put together, which are rather comical. Picks of 2024, my picks of the week. Some of them are rather comical. How old are bicycles? We're going to look into the history of the bicycle and how long we think they've been around. And some of the evidence, they've been around a lot longer than we think they have. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So Bear, okay, Romanian Bear, who's in chattage right now, my brother Bear, sent me a message. Happy New Year to you all too. The Wiggly Flat Thumbs 2024. Let's just pretend it is. Okay. I'll do it all again when it is New Year, so don't worry about that. We won't lose out. So Bear had a dream. He probably definitely doesn't mind me sharing his dream, because I thought it was phenomenal, actually. And he dreamt with some evidence, but he forgot it by the time he woke up. Damn, I hate that. I was nearly given the map of this place outside of the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, which I've been to. And I was outside, and this Arab guy came up to me. He said, I got it. I got the map. I was like, he said, follow me. Literally fucking lost him and woke up. I was like, fucking nearly had the map. But he dreamt that he thought this, that he had the ability to create people. Do we create people? It's interesting that, see, because I've literally surmised in my mind what kind of female, for example. Okay. Yeah, because it's going to, to be like me, because, I'm, different, and I'm not an obeyer, I don't do as I'm told and stuff, which is also, it's going to be a big problem, especially with, control-y types, which are plenty of, by the way, so I found in my life. And voila, things just like my thoughts definitely manifest. So yeah, we got 1,001 things we're going to share, we're going to speak about. And I'm going to try, and I was going to record this so I could interact more with you guys in chat, because I'm not really going to do that, which I do if I, okay, get loosey-goosey, whatever gets you through the night. It's all right. It's all right. Do it wrong or do it right. Now, let me just tell you now, I don't want to be all like weird and regime-y and laying down any rules, because there are no rules really. But the word there with 8 in it, and it begins with the H at the beginning, yeah, I just don't do that word. It's just not something. I know it sounds weird and petty, but I'm just not doing it. Silver liner miner it, yeah. I like sports. Why do you like sports? Because I want to get an invisibility suit and fuck up the World Cup final. It'll be a penalty kickoff, yeah? Yeah? And just hand to God that shit with an invisibility blanket. As I thought about this week, you can silver liner anything in this place, guys, and make it all good, okay? So what's that, Melage? You are thoughts emitting in the ether. Oh yeah, my thoughts are not confined to my brain, I find. Yeah, I can literally think stuff. And I've had so many occasions of this in the last few years of precognitive abilities, like being able to see the next day. Waking up and knowing exactly what's going to happen today because I've seen it just now in my dream, which is also precognitive, which happened. I got loads of evidence for you in this chat that shit went down. Okay, so Lynn, bringing it home. I'll think of a song for that. Worldwide Ghosts. Wonder Bricks. I never know who you are, but I really am grateful to you, Wonder Bricks. You're a lovely human being. Mary, off to a lively start. What do you mean? Dennis Max. I will change the backdrops as I go. Today we're feeling very green and starfort. Feeling very cutchy, actually. This is making me feel very Welsh. This is live and direct, this show, from Wales. Wales in Great Britain, yeah? Good old Blighty. Yeah? See how I bullshitted there? So you've got a silver liner miner it, guys, yeah? Okay, it is a fun ride. We're gonna have a fun ride. We're gonna be looking at 1,000 things. There's some crazy good footage in this, guys. It's gonna be, you're gonna be puffed out by the end of it, but we'll have a giggle along the way. And I'm going to offer some documents that I've been going through and some crazy things, actually, mind-blowing things. Charlotte, good to see you. Thank you. Brian, who's off to the Aussie to be fixed. We can't wait. He's going to come out with their pogoing. Adolf Hitler. Yes, hiya, Adolf Hitler. Good to see you. AJ Knight, good to see you. Vibesage, Jolly Man, yay. Vibes in yours, Johnny Man's house. Denise, so you're getting on that buzz. Okay, I'm going to be starting to present soon. I've got a few more people piling in. Share this show out if you would, get a bit of an audience over. I can't imagine anything being better than what we're going to be doing tonight on fucking YouTube, and that's a guarantee, okay? Okay, good. Now, on that note, please share this out. Jumbo, go away. I know that sometimes my bad language and my blasphemy makes me maybe, and some of the content, but adult, makes me like unshareable. But today we're going to have a more cultured affair. Okay, this is going to be an intellectual recourse, and we're going to be diving deep into the biggest criminal case in history. So why do I do it? Because I know in my soul that I'm onto something here. I didn't know what it was at first. I still really don't, but I have got my suspicions, guys. And fucking hell, it is super creepy, and I know it's true. So, hippie shake. So, I wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw them. I don't know why anyone does. It's beyond me. Fucking hell. Do you know what? We got councils in Britain. I don't know if you haven't got them in America. But our one, yeah, it's decided not to take the garbage anymore, but once a month. Once a fucking month. It's going to be worse than, I don't know, you never had none of this trouble back in the days of Taria. Everything was spotless. They say, you know, they had shitty slums and all that. They come along later. Pink Floyd, oh yes. Set the controls for the heart of the sun. Loads of clues with Pink Floyd, but, you know, look at the band, the drummer, you know, Nick Mason, and, you know, Gilmore, the fish thing going on there. Roger Waters, the water thing going on there. So Phoenicians, unbelievable. Black Sabbath, the same. Tony Iommi the phony. Like, whatever. R.I.B. Malcolm Young. Oh, I know. Do you know what? I seen Angus Young on stage down on a YouTube like only a couple of days ago, brother. Right, listen to this. And he has got like long grey hair. He's still fucking wicked, best on a guitar ever. But he couldn't even hardly lift his legs. COVID was not fucking kind on him. I think he was lazing around on his ass. COVID wanking or something, because he never got fit. And you can see he's like a weak old man, which is disappointing. And he's probably a bit gutted because his brother held it together on Rhythm, didn't he? And that. So yeah, AC/DC, definitely in my head, one of the greatest rock and roll bands ever in the history of ever. And I still think that. Yeah. I do think that. I would still love to see AC/DC. Only with a zombie Bon Scott. Bring Bon Scott back as a zombie. Nobody will notice. It'll be all right. Andrea, good to see you, lovely. Okay. So yeah, so this is what we're doing today on a Flaterday. There'll be loads of amusing things. The first bits I'm going to run through may last a little. No, I'll fire through it as quick as I can, but it's going to be pacey because I'm going to need to get all this information in. Okay, guys, this is how we roll. Pure OPS and POS. Well, it's the nice to stumble upon surprise. This is what happens. People just stumble upon me, okay, and they're like, "Well, this is all right, isn't it?" No shit. Yeah, we have a good time. Yeah, I noticed the day I went out shopping. You know, usual bullshit, and nearly everyone out there is on an automatic negative default system. Yeah, it's like the girl at the cash point, and she's like, "Oh, I fucking hate you. Oh, I gotta see it." It's like, well, fucking silver liner mine of that shit. Yeah, make the best of it. You know, maybe cheer a few people up, maybe have a bit of interaction, maybe get a buzz off someone, and you know, or just stop moaning. Yeah, because it was all about her. Fucking hell. It's like a Russian doll, self-centered. This victim mentality is nuts. Why do everyone think that the world owes them a favour? You've got to do this shit yourself. When you're in the shit, which most people are most of the time, I fucking am, you just got to get smart. Think that shit out. You can't put it on other fucking people. Oh, I'll just fucking moan about it because I can't do it for myself because I've just created this negativity wall that I can't climb over, built by myself because I'm shitless. Yeah. Strange psychology, isn't it? I wonder if Freud would have put it that way. I doubt it. Chris, good to see you. Joe, good to see you. That's the way I see it. You know, this negative default system is just bullshit, guys. And it's the way this place is. See, my friend Mel, yeah, she don't do that negative default shit. Completely the opposite. He's like, whatever. Harry, I am Lord She, Harry, good to see you. As well, Dean, good to see you, my bro. Okay, Flat Club. So a letter earlier, somebody saying you want to talk about Flat Earth more, mate. I did. I've been here like, this is my 9th year on YouTube. Go and check my Italian channel. There's like about 5 years of me calling up NASA. And there's a couple of Flat Earth type memes later on. Let's chuck a few in for our global believing people, which I've not got a problem with. We're all there. Me, I was like a NASA fanboy, me. Fucking hell. I was like, wow, Stephen Hawking. Oh, man, how's he managed to do it with just his cheek, man? He can say all that shit. And he wrote a book as well. How did he write a fucking book? Yeah. The universe and the black hole. Fucking him and Leonard Susskind. What a fucking vile perversion of reality that book was. Now I know shit. Anyway, Hugh. I don't even think that's a word. It is not. Save all donkeys. I've already had the them people that make donkeys carry bricks fantasy about going in a machine gun in the mall. I've had that fantasy and saving all donkeys. So you and that fucking donkey, huh? Shoot me in the dick. So what's that? Hawking is fake. No fucking shit, like. That's my point exactly. You can't write a book or do anything, not even wipe his own hand. And plus, he changed all over. And plus, that disease kills absolutely everyone except him on Earth. So I'm just saying, I don't want to go too much into Stephen Hawking because let's not speak ill of the fake dead. So fine, that's fine. Big thumbs up. Okay, thank you, Dean. I am Karios is in the house. Okay, Missy's in the house. Good to see you. Okay, Max Zuckerberg. Listen to you. Yeah. It's confused easy. Jay Nelson, good to see you. Okay, guys, share this out. Like if you did, let's get stuck in. NASA money, yeah, we don't care about all that. I know NASA, they're robbing you. It's like, oh, space agencies are robbing you. I sit there and think to myself, well, not really, because NASA's more like North America, isn't it? So they're not really, I couldn't give a fuck. So, what's that? Sun, Martin, we're going to forge ahead. That's what we're going to do, right? This is what we do, yeah. We steam ahead, okay? We keep this ship, yeah, a steady course. Yeah, we get storms now and again, but we plow through them, yeah, because we're tough as 10 bears, yeah. All of us, okay. Annie D, good to see you, lovely. Oh, we love. Is it warm in Cannes in Arizona? I love the weather in Arizona. We quite Pavlov's sheep. Who invented winter? That was fucking stupid, wasn't it? What the fuck was he? What was he thinking? Oh, we'll have it cold and then fucking bearable. Yeah. It's like that Truman Show machine. Let's give him the weather, isn't it? It's like that. It's just crank up the cold for a couple of months. What's that? Yeah, about fake martinliedtkes, like sending people messages and hassling them to sell them cryptocurrency currency under my name on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else. I keep going around banning them, and they keep coming back. Look out! There can be only one. Okay, there can be only one martinliedtke. Yeah. I just say I wouldn't mess with it. So, and I'm me. We're going to share screen. So we're going to start here, right? Earthquakes. Now we know I've been covering the history of earthquakes, but there's some things concerning the gaps of civilization and other things that you may not have known, which I'm going to be telling you about now in this post. Okay, stop making a noise, phone. I'm going to move that, put it in a submerged place. So 600, that's enough to get started. Okay, awesome, Dawson. Let's get jiggy with it. Let's get jiggy with it. Okay, awesome. Earthquakes. Now, as you know, I've talked about many many times about all of the crazy, events that have happened in history. Port Royal is among the craziest. This was apparently the wickedest city on earth. Apparently, this is the place where all of the pirates went, and this entire thing, okay, shook, and these giant masonry buildings that were all on it, courthouses, etc., giant warehouses, all sunk into the mud or into the sand. It was built on a spit and it resonated. So we're looking more in the line of, you could say that there's fissures rubbing under the seafloor, which caused ripples, waves, seismic activity, oscillations, etc. Or is there been an ancient technology available all the way along which could ruin a city and make the fall of a civilization? Well, I've talked about the fasces for many years, haven't I, guys? And Jason of Archaics talks about the Phoenix reset. I'm sure he'd be interested in this picture with J652 in it. But he's got a fasces, which is, as we've talked about for years, is associated with plasma technology. And as you can see, Zeus has also got, and he's behind this vapor, which they always are. And it's almost as if, he's got the fasces, and this is his earthly manifestation, this plasma event. And then you can see all of the people, all of the stones being reset here in a plasma event in that year. So we're going to talk about that. There was a giant starfort there at Port Royal, and it is considering, this place's age, and it was disappeared under the water in the 1600s. It's a very, how can I say, modern looking starfort to be on the island. I just find that fascinating. And everywhere we're going to be looking at, I'm going to show you geographically, we're going to take a little delve into New Madrid. I'm going to take a look at that area and try and compare it with what they say is the Nile. So there you are, the earthquake of Port Royal in Jamaica. It was in 1692, which happened. And basically, where in 2 minutes' time, the town was sunk underground. It took 2 minutes for an entire town with that giant starfort there. I wonder if that was something to do with it. To go underground. 2,000 souls perished. All manner of large letter from it's Captain Creeks and some words about judgment, gods, basically being dreadful warning of a sleepy world. So this world's sleeping. And what if, just a wild, thought here, guys, that this azimuthal equidistant map that we see of all of Earth, the flat Earth inside of an ice wall, what if all of our centre bit, or the whole thing itself, was a boat, an ark, and it'd been stuck or grounded even? What if it moves? And that is what we feel. The layer that they say is the mantle rubbing and all of this, that this geographic, I just don't go with what they're saying on the geology anyway, and this is little evidence for that. I think something else is definitely going on. So God's heavy judgment of the sinful people of this terrible day of the Lord. So they blaming, saying they're sinful and God, and they say this a lot, don't they, when shit goes up. Oh, nice little escape cause, isn't it? All right, well, it's not us. We didn't do anything and destroy your city using some secret weapon, which I'm going to talk about in this post a little bit, guys. Some evidence that I found for a weapons test in a newspaper, 1811 in Denmark, which is very convincing towards some sort of technology being used to devastate cities, like to this extent, okay? So, it's a bit of a getaway clause, isn't it? Just blame the sinful people and God. God did it. A bit like Elizabeth I said with the Armada. God brought up a tempest. It's like, okay, you never had no technology, even though all your alchemical symbols and your iconography sort of suggests that you're using some sort of futuristic past plasma technology, like fasces. So here's Lisbon in one of its many events, but this one is in the 1740s event, and the entire city sunk by a tsunami. Tsunami came and welled up from behind the city as well, drowning all of it, killing many souls. And it was the richest port on earth, and they had no chance. But again, this city's sinking into the ground, which you see quite a bit. And I'm going to show some evidence in a book in a moment that I've had for years on my Google books concerning earthquake events in the Eastern Mediterranean. I researched it when I was researching the Santorini events because I think it was more recent. I think it defined the shape of the Mediterranean, what you witnessed today, in some great cataclysmic event. And in the relative past, they wiped out all of these classical civilizations: Greek, Carthage, Rome, Troy, Rome, whatever, Phoenicia. So yeah, the ancients, they had a lot of bas reliefs, the Romans and the Byzantines as well, and the Greeks, sure, okay, a mural, St. Dionysus in Athens, or in Athos in northern Greece, show the nightmare atmosphere of a violent earthquake and collapsing buildings, and interestingly, halos around the sun and the moon and falling stars. Now, how is it possible for there to be a correlation between comets, falling stars, atmospheric phenomena, and earthquakes? Well, let's just have a think about that for a second. They're obviously connected. So could a shooting star coming in change the oscillation, cause a frequency change, which could cause a trinomis event? Because antiquity is surely telling us that comets can ruin the day, as you can see in the Book of Wonders from the 1500s. So yeah, this is a book of events. It goes through a complete chronology, going back into the BCs. This one's 1514, Earthquakes, Eastern Mediterranean, which talks about the fall of Troy. This is what you can see here. And the fall of Carthage and all of that. That looks like a woman's face in there. But the fall of the classical world, can it be cited around the same time? Well, nothing changes from apparently the Bronze Age up until, apparently 1,000 years ago. Everyone's in chariots, wearing armor, swords, and all of that caper. On horseback, nothing had changed apparently for thousands and thousands of years. But this looks like dogs attacking people here, maybe. I'm not sure, but terrible earthquakes. And that's Greek. So Byzantine art there shows a correlation between Earth and something going on with the sun and the moon. This has been witnessed, many two suns apparitions been witnessed, so many over the last few years. I've seen loads. And then shooting stars, and then this. It looks to be like there's people underground there in caves and stuff. It looks like they might have known something. This is in a 16th century mural. So they're talking about a time, in the 16th century prior to that, where this world was sinking into the ground. And it is, linked with halos, sun halos, I'm guessing they're saying, and moon as well, moon eclipses, sun and moon and falling stars. And then this book goes on about, Leonardo da Vinci. He talks about an eyewitness account of earthquakes in 1545. And all of these, this book basically gives you all of the classical citations. Yeah, it's an old pamphlet. I don't speak Dutch, but it's for September 1692. Yeah, it's from Amsterdam. A Dutch pamphlet talking about terrible earthquakes. We're not really getting them at the moment, are we, guys? I know Japan, Palestine, apparently had a nasty one. But down here, it states that, there's been possibly 1,000 years, something just smashed out of existence caused by an earthquake. This was a terrible earthquake event that happened in Istanbul. There are photographs actually on Google I found, these large refugee camps. For Istanbul, the biggest city in Europe to get a big event. In 1894, and there are not many photographs, but there are one or two which show the devastation in that city. So, but it is an earthquake-prone area, okay? So yeah, This book deals with some events they just call in earthquakes, because at the time there was no seismic readings, because they never had the technology. So there was no way of knowing a big event that happened in, say, the Eastern Mediterranean in the Bronze Age was actually to do with what they conventionally regard as an earthquake, because there's no seismic readings or no evidence to say that that was the case. Only later did any readings like that come about, you see. So that's a really interesting book. I'd like to go into it a bit more. I told you about Velikovsky's work, and as we talked about that for many years, but the catastrophic, he talks about this guy here, Marinitos, in the 1930s, postulated the cataclysmic eruption of the volcano of Santorini. And that island is where the Minoan Empire was, and it's smashed. Look, you can see a large bit of it missing. And a seismic sea wave responsible for the demise of the Minoan civilization, he writes about. So in that case, that civilization falls. Okay. He was also followed by, among others, the Galonopoulos, who suggested another catastrophe that became quite controversial and is still being debated today, namely that the island of Santorini was the lost continent of Atlantis. He also claimed that the sinking of Santorini in the Aegean Sea, and he cites it as being 1500 BC, so like 3,500 years ago, was wiped out by the Minoans in a singular volcanic eruption. Well, I've studied Minoan architecture, and some of that stuff looks relatively new, man. And you can see what they're doing here, a cataclysmic nuclear war. I can guarantee you something really fucking bad happened in this place, and not long ago. We can see the evidence on the ground. Things have been just torn to shreds. Things have been melted. Things have been sunken. Cities have been sunken. So yeah, that's it talks about Jericho. We know what happened there. Again, an entire city. And how did it get destroyed? Well, I'll show you one image. They had the Ark of the Covenant there, and that could have been some sort of technology. But blowing trumpets and blowing blowing trumpets, banging drums caused a terrible earthquake, and the walls fell at Jericho. Man versus machine, Hugh. Well, this is another book. I presented this years and years ago. Actually, I was looking through on my old channel. I've been talking about this stuff for nearly 7 years since I first started, mentioned the word starfort. It was 7 years ago. It's crazy. But in this book, this guy Pennock, he revisits the New Madrid event. It's wrote years after, but one thing that all of these events got in common, okay, and I hear it for most of them, okay, is a massive, loud thunder, the loudest noise you've ever heard, okay. It says here, noises mingled in the air, creating horrid din, screaming wildfowl, so the animals respond, the snapping and cracking of falling trees, and the sound of violent tempest of wind. Now remember that hurricane that took out Acapulco back a few months ago, where Max Egan lost his house, and that was just a tremendous wind with no rain. Where there was no wind, the opposite, yeah. There was no wind. No sound, however, dominated the others, equal to the loudest thunder. Shit, imagine that. But more hollow and vibrating. This was the noise of an earthquake, so which every eyewitness would testify. So that is repeated. Now, the narrative for this New Madrid is a nightmare. If you read this book, you'd be thinking you'd be reading a horror story. And why are they teaching you this in school? And how come I never knew none of this? This would make a fantastic movie. It's the story of New Madrid event. So what is it? Well, you're bound to know if you're following my channel. But New Madrid event was the biggest event, earthquake, they say, in American history. Here, we can see it on Google, okay? And it's on what will eventually become an oxbow lake. When this bit joins here, which doesn't look like it's going to take long, and this bit will be abandoned, and you can see there's many along the Missouri River, many oxbow lakes have been created through meander here, which is common course for rivers and such large rivers. So anyway, so New Madrid, okay, is a small city. Now, I was wondering whether all of these places are just like the original places. Is like, you know, is that really Madrid, or you say New Madrid? Is that just some sort of like psyop because it's really the old Madrid? So what you find is the starfort we can't really see anymore, but there was a huge starfort here, which seemed to be destroyed. Now there's a bit of a, if you notice, just pay this attention to this. It's on a meander, and we have a large island sort of thing, okay, in the middle of that meander, because I want to show you some comparisons later. Okay, so this was the fault line, or whatever they call it. This bit here, this red line, is the activity, and it has moved a bit in the last few years. And the last eclipse went right over it, but nothing happens with the eclipse. This is interesting, a sleeping giant eddy. And it's a whirlpool, a giant eddy that just sleeps and then gets all whips up and nasty. Look at that, though. The border's in the middle of the river. There's usually that side, Kentucky, that side. Can you see this, yeah? So not on the map that I've got through the old days, but there's what is nothing there nowadays. This is a massive starfort here for New Madrid, and it's now in a conservation area. There is nothing inside it. No, and there's nothing to say that it's also a starfort either. So, but you can clearly see the towers. Okay, and it comes up here. We can't see any. I can't see any northern bits to it. But regardless, it had the biggest earthquake event in history, and it's got a massive starfort that has just been forgotten to time, and there's not even anything in here anymore. This was obviously defending what was protecting whatever massive thing was in here, Madrid. We get rid of the mad. And it's not there anymore. It's not mind blowing. So that is not the one you get on the old maps. I will show you now. Enough. Excuse me. Let me just exit this if I can. Okay. So here's an old map of New Madrid, and you can see the starfort over there, which is not that massive thing you just seen, because there is the town itself here. It's upside down, this meander now, I guess. And no, it's not. That's right, that's that big bit there. Okay, so there would have been an island, is what we witnessed, and a massive starfort there, and that other starfort is not evidence for on this map here. Okay, Point Pleasant down there. Oh yeah, island number 12. Interesting, number 11. Are they just numbered them? So, interestingly, there's a massive starfort system. It's not showing up in the map history here for not then, and nothing inside it. I find that really interesting that the biggest earthquake event happened. These things come up everywhere in the New Madrid area. These mud pools, they are little mud floods. They just spew up mud from below, and cause liquefaction, which happened to New Madrid. And St. Louis had an earthquake as well, and it was felt. This earthquake was felt as far as Boston, Washington. Funny enough, this week apparently New York had tremors. Washington had tremors. Now Washington is not an earthquake zone, but it has earthquakes because there's a big crack in the Washington Monument apparently from an earthquake. Apparently the River Missouri or the River Mississippi run backwards. Just that force. Here is a lovely little depiction of what it would be like for, imagine in the modern day. We have had some disasters in America, say, for example, in the modern day when the earthquake happened in Oakland, the motorway bridge collapsing, etc. We all know about that. Now, that was pretty bad, but I can remember in my living memory seeing an entire American city devastated. That would be a little bit much for the old Brian to take, wouldn't it? Apparently, in the last century, the 1800s, this happened all of the time. how alarming for big cities that look like this to have this happen to them. And in the historical narrative, then they say it was an earthquake, it was a tsunami, it was a terrible fire. Well, it looks like something really fucking bad is happening. Here is some of the buildings. Today, you can witness as well, you can visit them exactly if you went there to Port Royal in Kingston, Jamaica. And these are the buildings. Some of them were on there, made of stone, big masonry stone. And the earth vibrated, okay, resonated, and it caused liquefaction. Basically, the mud mixed with the water that's below us in the water table, and it turned into a slushy mud mixture, a mud flood, if you like. And the buildings just sunk into the mud. And here is one of these said fissures or fault lines. Okay, apparently, this is San Andreas one. You can see there, there's this large place, apparently, where, this is on the Missouri, where this fault line exists. So, this is liquefied sand, earthquake waves travel through it, and then it comes up here. It's called a sand blow, but it's muddy stuff. Muddy stuff. So, where's that one? A plan of Newport, Pittsburgh. Sorry, it's another starfort, but it's interesting that at this early point in time, 1759, there are so many of these unbelievable starforts, just like in Europe, all over America. Who's been putting them there? New York, the same. Starforts all over America at a really early time, guys. So, New Madrid. So I notice on New Madrid, if you go like down in that area, you know, apart from Memphis and everything seems to be connected with Egypt. If you look here, you know, Egypt, everything around there is Egypt. That's Rally Egypt school, you know, and that is outside of Memphis. You've got an area, you know, Egypt, Memphis is just what? And it's on this river, and this river, we're going to look at a little bit more maps in a minute, the Mississippi. See these oxbow lakes it cuts off here? And just re-meanders, or rivers can do that. There's another oxbow lake there, Moon Lake. Okay, and then it goes through all of these states, and it comes out down by New Orleans in the famous Mississippi Delta mud pie. Okay, Mississippi Delta, which has a striking similarity to, comes out of Baton Rouge, New Orleans. There you are, the delta of the Nile. Could it be the Nilezippii that Egypt was the old America? Well, I've offered evidence with many books that I pulled apart, you know, American Antiquities, Josiah Priest, you know, just to chuck one out to there. There's been many other books that we've studied on this channel, guys, which really persuasive that all of the ancient stuff that was happening in the Bible, all of the pharaohs, etc., were in America first, and this is a secondary copy, if you like, because they will go mince-meated or flooded or dusted or whatever happened, something scraped across the bottom of America. So you got Memphis, just like Memphis in America, and Babylon is just on the other side of the river. Notice how you got these islands in the middle of the river, just like you see with New Madrid. Pyramids are on this side, Cairo. But it's just interesting that, you know, the Babylon is there, actually. Really interesting that is. So there's the river right up in Canada, up in Minnesota, goes right the way through all of America, mighty Mississippi. Okay, Mississippi, apparently it takes 1 second to say, I'm not buying that. And then it comes out there. Okay, well, that's like the Nile when you turn it upside down. It even looks a bit like the Nile. I'm not even joking. It's just like, is it copied? But it's amazing to me how much of America is influenced by the mighty Mississippi. All of these rivers, the Yellowstone and the Missouri starts up there, the Platte, the mighty Arkansas, all of these rivers, guys, yeah, they all go into the Mississippi River. the Ohio River too, the Illinois, in Scott. All of these rivers go into that mighty river. It's fascinating to me, that is. And then they all come out there. So there's one there, the Red River. And then I got to think about, I wonder if that was actually when they had, when they sunk Pharaoh's army with Moses, and basically the separating of the tides, and then it collapses on them. And they said it was in the Red Sea, and some say, oh no, it's the Red Sea, it's a pronunciation. But there's also a Red Sea here, right down by the Mississippi Delta. And what if, because it's on a delta, when you cross an army on it, and then the water comes in, say in high tide, and completely separates a body of water, like what you get with the narrative for Pharaoh's army sinking. Makes more sense to me for it to be there than in crossing the big fucking Red Sea between Arabia and or Sinai, excuse me, and Africa. So if you turn that upside down, it would be the same. It would look just like the Mississippi Delta is the Nile Delta. Coincidentally, if you look on Google, they show you from apparently space images of this. Yeah. Okay. It's all blacked out. And then when you see it from apparently the ISS, it's all lit up. They can't make their minds up of what's lit up, what's not. So it's really stupid and childish. Anyway, so I'm wondering if that was the case. Memphis, is just renamed. These Heliopolises, you get Minneapolis, these Polis is a Phoenician thing. Anything with this metropolis. And there's the Mississippi Delta from above. Really looks like the Nile Delta. And all deltas must be similar, but not really, because these are the two of the biggest rivers in the world. They are really similar. The way they bend, the way they look, and their deltas are very, very similar. Could be on about America in all the history books, and not actually Egypt in Africa at all. Don't make no sense to me anyway. Because when we look in old documents that we've studied, North Africa is full of glittering European type palaces and stuff, guys, and nowhere do you see anything what they're saying. So what could be going on with these earthquakes? Well, I find this a while back, years ago, from Times, and it was an article from 1807, and it was talking about a weapon or a bombardment of Copenhagen. Okay, and so this guy returned, and he said a very severe passage across the North Sea, and he was separated off of Taxel. I've been to Taxel. It's a little island off of Holland and Germany. That's Taxel to Schellin. They've got nightclubs on there. Anyway, the night of the 29th. Anyway, a most tremendous gale. Okay, so a gale. And then 36 merchant vessels, including a Danish West Indiaman, captured in the sound. So everyone got into the sound, and then this happened. Then I will inform you that 2 days in the town of Copenhagen, in disguise for the purpose of ascertaining what damage has been done by a new weapon. A new weapon in 1807. So 1807. So this is 100 years before some of the works of Nikola Tesla. Okay, whatever it was violent enough to destroy whole streets. Nearly 400 houses burned to the ground. Scarcely any part of the city was left undamaged. Fires were set. This, was a bad weapon that they know nothing about. That was reported in the Times newspaper in 1811. Now, if you roll up to a more recent time, something we might know about, there's Nikola Tesla, isn't there? Okay. So Nikola Tesla, as I'll show you in a minute, was cited for building the oscillating machine. Apparently, he tried to paint it. Apparently, it was too dangerous to use, and the police shut him down. So we can't really prove of any of that happening, but it is quite really, persuasive to think that there might be some sort of technology. Let's link it all together. Jericho, some of the stuff I'm going to show you in a minute, and this Tesla's earthquake machine. This thing here, what he found was it was quite a simple device. he found that if he found the frequency of the building he was in, and then he caused it to vibrate, the whole building would vibrate on the same frequency. Now, this technology and this happening, I can show you in video evidence. It happens on bridges. This is the reason why armies who cross bridges take a break halfway across the bridge, because they are setting in motion a frequency that may match, because the wind can match these frequencies and bring down bridges as well, as I will show you if they're not structurally sound enough, that will bring down architecture. So a frequency, okay, or a vibration equal to the building that you see, and he said that these were pocket size. You could put them in a suitcase and take down a building using one of these. Any buildings that have fallen you can think of. That's what he said. I'll show you evidence of what they said, but it's no evidence. It's just words on the internet. It's not evidence. I've used some other inventions of Tesla. 2 huge static generators, some Tesla towers there. I think they were definitely more in use and bigger than we think. Electro tank shoots lightning rays. Another thing that was thought of is a tank using lightning rays based on Tesla technology, which I'm sure they have or had. A giant eye to see around the world. Oh, no shit, they definitely got that on your phone. It was weird. They showed you footage of the New Year's Eve supposed to be celebrations or whatever weirdness that is in their cult. Fucking none of them were having a good time. Happy New Year in it. And it's like literally thousands and thousands of people just holding their mobile phones at the black mirrors. So, New Wizard of the West, harnessing rays of the sun, has discovered ways of transmitting power without wires and seeing by telephone, okay? And invented the means of employing electricity as a fertilizer and finally able to manufacture artificial daylight. So, Dick, this is antiquitech being shown here through these aerostats, which have multiple functions, mind-blowing stuff. And as you can see, they are attached to the tower, which is what is going on with most of these towers, we think, in antiquity. Balloons, static for transmitting electricity using wires. So the higher up you go, as you know, there's more electrostatic potential, and sending balloons up would definitely attract a charge. Anyway, back to the narrative. So Tesla, yeah, so he was apparently had an earthquake machine, and it was reported in a telegram on July 11th, 1935, apparently Tesla was getting on a bit. And he revealed that an earthquake drew police and ambulances to the region of his laboratory at 48 East Houston Street, New York, in 1898. Was the result of a little machine he was experimenting with at the time, which you could put in your overcoat pocket. So the bewilderment of the newspaper pounced upon this, at least one thing they could understand, and Nikola Tesla, the father of modern electricity, told what had happened as follows. Now I'm going to link this up. I don't want to read it all, but it gives you a description of what he did. Was he equaled the vibration of the building, the frequency it was vibrating at, because buildings are definitely living buildings, and it shook the whole building, okay? First time we recalled the earth trembling quake, that police brought ambulances and rushed to the scene, apparently. You can stop that. They knew what he was doing. So there's evidence or a narrative. No, that's not evidence for me, but there's a narrative that, you know, there's a technology existing. Yeah. In a few minutes, you could feel the beams trembling. Gradually, the trembling increased in intensity and extended throughout the whole great mass of steel. Finally, the structure began to creak and weave, and the steel workers came to the ground panic-stricken, believing there had been an earthquake. Before anything serious happened, I took off the oscillator, put it in my pocket, and went away. So that's him testing it out in the open. He nearly brought down a building. So I'll give you that. You could probably find that yourself. You don't need for me to share that to you. So yeah, this is no secret. Now, what happened here? This is people going across a bridge, and like I said, going across a bridge. If you don't take a break with an army, the oscillation or the frequency will cause the building or the bridge to fall and crumble, which is what happened during the Millennium Bridge when they opened it back in, I don't know, the millennium, year 2000, across the Thames. So people were sort of walking in that manner across it, and what started to happen was this. And it still does it a bit today, but they made a bit more structure to it. So it never fell over, apparently, but they stopped people. So a vibration or an oscillation has caused this large structure to act like there's an earthquake. There's waves running through it. You can see the people, look, the way that they rock back and forth. Isn't it really weird that that happened? So that's the Millennium Bridge. Now, this happened in the 30s. There was a wind that matched the frequency of this bridge. Now, it does look like a harp, and it has got strings coming down there. But the wind can come through in a gale, and it just caught the frequency of the bridge, and then an earthquake type affair started to happen from a wind. And then this. Wobbly, wobbly. And that guy on there, not him, he's like the luckiest guy in the world, him. He's like, yeah, well, I'll leave my car there because this thing's going to go. It's just started to wobble in the wind because they found the frequency of the wind matched the girders and everything. I was like, oh, shit. Shit. There goes his car. No, it's not San Francisco. It's in the Midwest. Tahoe, I think it was. Can't pronounce it. Tahoe. So, yeah, watch this now, guys. There's a guy, he just runs, and it's just like a disaster movie. The bridge falls in behind him, and he makes it. And look, it's like a San Francisco Golden Gate style bridge, straight into the water. So, what caused that? Vibration. A vibration, collapsed bridges if they're not, you know, structurally sound enough. So let me just come back for a second. I've got plenty more to show you and see what goes on here in the community. 813 if you're watching, simply marvelous. Now I only have one bull spunk a week, okay, just keep my brain sharp. I'm sure it's not good and I don't really care. Anyway, so we got some amazing stuff. It's all bullshit on toast. What's that? Mr. Wank Sock. Oh, what a lovely name. Such a warming name. Don't say that outdoors, though, do you? Wash your hands on YouTube, Mr. Wank Sock. Fucking hell. What are you laughing at? I put a vote out, like, in my community post yesterday about, like, what to do with invisibility blanket, because you can buy them now. They're out there, aren't they? And I said, like, pervy things with an F, yeah. Something wrong with people. Everyone was like, fuck yeah. Ladies' changing rooms, day one. It's like, what? That's wrong. I wouldn't do that if I had an invisibility suit. I'm invisible anyway because I've been living in liminal spaces all my life, basically on the fringes in between. You won't even see me unless I intend for you to see me. It's like, did I see something there? Yeah, you see me in the peripheral vision. You didn't even know what it was. So you got this weird feeling, and basically, boom, I'm there. I appear. It's a really strange thing. So, yeah, we got some, you know, we'll look down a bit like memory lane on some things later on in this post with Martin's images of the week. They'd be good. They'd be really good. Oh, Mr. Wanksock, give me a flim. The car would have jumped all over the place like the. Okay, I don't think that's a fake video. I've seen that when I was a kid. I've seen that years ago on TV. I remember it distinctively. That guy running away, and I haven't changed since I was a kid. I don't think it's internet bullshit. Oh, it's 100% Holland, 100%. Thank you for that, Egon. Good to see you as well. Mr. Beast fan, you're Brian Hertz. We'll give you a chance. Going to get you a lot more now in a minute. So let's get stuck into some more info and get some juicy tap going on. Let me get some images. I think we'll have a little giggle in a minute. Why not? Okay. See what goes on there. and then it's back into the juicage. Let me just get some stuff ready. Please make sure to share this out if you want to. Don't worry if you don't, but it would help get a more diverse board audience. People are out there doing sweet fuck all with themselves, aren't they? So I may as well come over here and do some groovy stuff with us. Makes perfect sense, guys. So I got some cool maps that are being sent to me, or one in particular, a little bit later. So let's get back into the juice because time is running away. Okay, 836 of you all in all. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on the Tartarian channel. And I'm live on martinliedtke channel. So epic as fuck. Okay. That was my epic as fuck song. So we're going to have some funnies. There's a guy who makes Vince. Okay. He makes funny signs. So we're going to have a look at some of Vince's funny signs. See if they make me giggle. One or two did. And if they make me giggle, then they must be funny. Because, you know. Inspecting mirrors is a good job. I could really see myself doing. I could see myself doing that. When I was once, I seen an entire container full of broken mirrors. I bet the guy who dropped that had some shit luck. Do you believe that's true? If you drop a mirror, you have bad luck for 7 years. It's bollocks, guys. I've dropped fucking loads of mirrors. Yeah, it's only true if you believe it's true. Anyway, I wanted to marry a carbon-14 expert, but all she wanted to do was date. Boom, boom. That's actually quite a good history joke. I think my wife is putting glue on my firearms. She denies it, but I'm sticking to my guns. That's quite good. Thanks, Vincent Sangay. I don't think these are your jokes. You just put other jokes you found on there. These are not yours. When you dream in colour, it's a pigment of your imagination. Okay, I dream in colour. I have done. Have you seen yourself in a dream? Well, try and find a mirror in your dream and see if you can see yourself, guys. Just do that for me. See if you can see yourself in the dream. It's something I'm really interested in. Tell me if you have. Ants never get sick because they have little antibodies. Ah, that's a good joke. Laughing out loud is forbidden in Hawaii because it's a aloha state. Boom, boom. What do you think of that, T? Aloha. My wife told me to put ketchup on my shopping list. No, I can't read anything. I want to be more specific then. My therapist said I have trouble expressing emotion. Can't say I'm surprised. I made chicken salad last night. Apparently, they prefer grain. If people make you sick, maybe you should cook them a little longer. A tombstone with a typo. Well, that's a grave mistake. I wanted to get my pants hemmed quickly, so I called Taylor Swift. Oh. Is that Taylor Swift a chick? I watched Kill Bill earlier. I definitely think Daryl Hannah's a dude, and Uma Thurman. I got bad news for you guys. I just really do think that's the case. Anyway, we're not transvestigating this episode. Bicycles. How long have they been around? Well, we've seen some stuff concerning, which can't really say for definite that they are bicycles, but on Mesoamerican, Inca bas reliefs and stuff, there is some evidence among the Coaxi cattle cult of having bicycles. So what about this in the Middle Ages? Well, it's obviously a tapestry. It's made out of material, and there's this slipper on there. Now, it looks damn like a modern-day bicycle. Now, they do tell us that they have penny farthings, and they're dangerous as shit. And I can guarantee you they are really dangerous, guys. Yeah, when we see all of the videos and everything that I show you from 1900, one of which I'll watch a little bit later with you, everyone's got nice, shiny bicycles, and then there's no penny farthings ever in these videos in sight. I shit you not. So yeah, that looks it's like a Renaissance painting, but obviously what were they thinking? Was it just a random design, or are they really looking at, because this looks like a motorbike or an e-bike in Renaissance art? So Middle Ages bicycles. Okay. Also on some sort of Middle Ages heraldry, they've got a wheeling dragon, because that definitely looks like a wheeling dragon on an early medieval manuscript, doesn't it? And they're standing on wheels, which are like unicycles. So unicycles and cycling lions. here is a medieval text with a knight that's going off to battle with his bicycle that looks a little bit like a horse. I think that shit was really going on. Look, he's got a little bicycle on his shield as well, and wicked mud. Look, if you're a knight and you're going over the Battle of Agincourt, you want to be flicking all that mud up on your back, guys. That's going to be shit, believe me. You need a good chunky mud guard for the medieval battlefield. What has he got? Big chunky mud guards. So I think bicycles have been around a damn sight longer. What say you, guys? What say you? Yes, I concur. I concur. Okay, let's look a little bit more at earthquakes. Now, that was something I wanted to just brush up on and just cover a little bit. But I'm not going to go into it too much because this will take another 10 minutes or so. But we're only 9:20 in, so it doesn't really matter. Is this. So they're decreasing, I mentioned earthquakes. So would there be anything to gain by making an earthquake or destroying a city? Yes. Big money, as big as wars, extensive repairs to the buildings and infrastructure of any city, insurance payouts, taxes would increase to pay for it all. And the people who now live there and just moved into their new city that's just been built all nice and shiny for them after the last one got destroyed, and the people who were living there before go anonymously to somewhere we don't know. So yeah, 1889, there was an earthquake as well before 1906 as well, and killed 63 people throughout Northern California, injured 4,000 people, and destroyed up to 12,000 homes. This was a big event. I'm sort of wondering whether they're just fudging the dates and then we're looking at, you know, an earlier event than this. And these photographs that we've been studying about San Francisco, you know, I can't get it around my head that they built all of this and then it's destroyed and they built it all again in such a brief time. So yeah, I've been reading some of the eyewitness accounts. They seem a bit constructed because they're all singing from the same song sheet. But I found these. I've been presenting pictures of San Francisco earthquake, but I picked something up with these. And it's this. If an earthquake happens and the city is destroyed by fire, and the reasoning is the earthquake caused oil lamps to tip over. Well, this earthquake happened at 5 o'clock in the morning. There's just a wall of smoke and you can't see shit that's happening behind it. Yeah, later on, all of these buildings you're going to see here are going to be destroyed by fire. How can it be oil lamps doing it? I know there might have been aftershocks, but not aftershocks to drop oil lamps. This is obviously a deliberate destruction. So how terrifying is it to see your city burning? Well, it's not. It's quite comical, isn't it? When you think about it, which is what these ladies are doing. They're having a little giggle about it all, which I find weird. Don't you? Maybe it's just wind. You never see what's happening behind that wall of smoke. Really sinister, that photograph, guys. If your city's burning, you ain't fucking laughing. No one is. It's a fucking Armageddon's happening. Why would you be laughing? You're running for your life. Some of these images I haven't seen. Well, most of these actually. This is a new collection I've seen. None of these hardly of San Francisco. And beautiful Greco-Roman architecture, all the Phoenician ornamentation, and indeed look mud flooded first story from entrance, etc. But just unbelievable. And this outside of the city, or you know, this infrastructure of steel is quite fascinating for an early period. But these, you know, all of this Corinthian topping on this Greco-Romano arch that still stands there is the old world. It has to be, guys. It's just too big. And this place was supposed to have been destroyed like only a few years before. Phoenician lions, it's just like the one you get in Trafalgar Square. And that should chill anybody to the core. Why? Well, I got a collection I could have shown you for Boston, but there's a really weird one I got for Boston, where a large stone building like this, yeah, is reduced to a mountain of small bricks. Now, I'm really intrigued about these pipes. They brought them in quick, didn't they? What are they for? Are they just to put the new sewerage in? Well, you wouldn't do that straight away, guys. You wouldn't dig the streets up when the streets are covered in debris to lay a sewer system. What are they? But then I got to thinking about pipe bombs. For did they pipe bomb the city? And then these are just a remnant of the pipe bombs. Bangalore's, I was thinking. And then I got to look at them again, and there's a bit of a rib or a bit of a flange on the end of this. And it occurred to me there could be shell casings. Which wouldn't go with what they're telling us, would it, guys? Because they're not pipes, they're too short. And they've got flanges on the end, and they really do look like shell cases, guys. Massive armament that would do something along the lines of that. Unless you can think whatever else there, I'm open to suggestions of why, when the city's all smashed to beyond belief, and there's not even any roads, everything's fucked. And then there's all of these strange pipes all piled up neatly, which look like shell casings. Maybe wrong. Just makes no sense. I stared at them for a while and looked at that building for a while as well, just trying to get my head around it, considering this is like 3 years after the death of Queen Victoria. This is the Victorian era. What's this stuff looking like that for? And look at that. What a superb photograph. You can see all underground doorways here under the building. Can you see that all exposed? The older world. There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever that America now is the older world. Wow. Just phenomenal, isn't it? It's just the amount of stone gone into that building. It's just unbelievable. And it's just everything's reduced to this. Brickage. It never fails to blow my mind, the level of devastation here. Some bits survive. It was a bit selective. You can see over there. Which I find fascinating, with the trees and the roads clear and all these mudflood buildings. Just, if there was such thing as nukes, I would say a nuke went off. Look. So that's definitely been on fire. I get that and see where the flames have come out and that, but that didn't go down. Interestingly, I got a building, an old Italian building in my city, that was on fire when I was in town once. I seen the building on fire, and the roof was on fire, and the whole thing was on fire, and the firemen out it like after a day or something. And it's still there today. It didn't disappear, and it did not turn into tiny little fucking bricklets either. So why is that? What sort of heat are we talking about? You never see anything behind this smoke screen either. So a little bit of antiquitech going on there, guys. Look, inside the dome of that. See all the metal structure and all of that wireage going on. Fucking hell. This is a cool little pic. Look at this one. So yeah, I dare say there was a shake, a rattle, and a roll for a minute or a couple of seconds. But all of these fires in here, you telling me this skyscraper caught alight because of an oil lamp? And all these oil lamps, that's caused it all. A year they made fire breaks by using TNT, but the entire city. What is that there? Oh, masonry fell down. Not too many films about the San Francisco earthquake. It's that old one, isn't it? Earthquake I seen years ago. It's Charleston maybe, but that's not in San Francisco. Oh, it might be. Anyway, so yeah, here's a panoramic from the sky. So it's from a balloon, obviously. Where's it all gone, guys? Fire did that, did it? Where is it all gone? It's missing. It's turned to dust, guys. It's turned to dust. It's missing. The city is missing. It's gone. It's not there. It's reduced to tiny bricks. What does that? Earthquake and fire? Or something else? it's just too crazy. It's just the biggest craziness I've ever seen. And what is that date on there? Let's have a look at that up there right now. Yeah, 1906. Okay. And that's May the 5th, so like a week after. No, it was April the 6th, so a month after. Jesus, it was still last date. Panorama of the fashionable shopping and retail districts. Oh, right. Well, not so fashionable anymore, are they? So, ruined but not disheartened. His safe, his business survivor. So, like I said, I think there's if you Google like reasons for the San Francisco earthquake, there's an inclusion of did plague start after the San Francisco earthquake? Is that what has happened? And you see these safes everywhere. I can't believe no one robbed it, but there you go. Their business is safe. They're all their money's in there, but I haven't got a building. So, oh well. And there's this weird liquefaction which causes buildings to just tilt over because the ground underneath them is softened and it's vibrated. Treasure, what's this? Looking for lost treasures in the miles of ruins. Miles of treasure. I bet there is people's personal belongings. I bet there would be gold and jewels and artwork from all people's houses. So, but looting, good shot for looting now. There's martial law in this city. Burned cable cars. Wheels. The road looks fucking perfectly fine. Dynamiting unsafe walls. So that's what they say. So walls were hanging and going to be falling. They did a bit of deliberate blowing them up with TNT. So, yeah, right. The whole fucking thing. Look at it. It's just ridiculous. Ruins of Chinatown. Nothing left. And these great cracks. We've seen these with the Japanese earthquake this week as well. So I definitely think they could have had technology to do this shit. I think it's been this sort of advanced technology in this place, you know, for civilization. This is just too biblical. Imagine this in a modern day. 1 million would die if this happened in a modern day. There's no doubt about it. With the metropolis of all of that, Southern California and Northern California, just Jesus. It's unthinkable. But it hasn't happened in 100 years. None. So dig, all of these cities are destroyed in 1800s, and then in the next century that follows, none. Why is that then? All the cities in America destroyed, 1800s, 1900s, well, apart from this, early 1900s, but after that, hardly any. Get to about 1918, 1920, or, you know, after Halifax, for example, and then it all just stops. All these terrible disasters and cities being burned out of existence stop. After about, I'd say 1910, around that area, all of these events stopped. What could be going through their minds? That's what I wonder. When you're in a city that looks like a horror film, that one completely untouched looks. US Mint and ruins surrounding it. So that's where they mint the money, and it looks like nothing is going on. I can dig that it's really cool, big masonry, but come on, guys, everything around it. It's a bit like Cologne Cathedral in World War II. Another thing you won't see in World War II is a shell hole anywhere. Look at that antiquitech up there, guys. Shit. That's the same one, isn't it, from a different angle? 760 of you watching on British Martinliedtke channel. Welcome. Thank you for being here on Flaterday. Got some loads of stuff to come, actually, on our Flaterday show, our double flat thumbs, wiggly flat thumbs Flaterday show. So, yeah, I wonder if they were shells. Look at this one here. I've never seen this one before. Whoa, look what was inside that image. An antenna. An antenna, guys. In that day and age. What fucking for? They're not supposed to have technology for antennas. That is an antenna. I'm sorry. And that's not the infrastructure for the inside of a spire. That is an antenna. It looks exactly like an antenna. And look, it's got a resonator and a dome on top. By the outside's all falling off. It's exposed the antenna inside. Huh. Juicy, juicy, juicy. Definitely. So what we got here? Refuge crowds. So apparently 3,000 people died, 4,000 in other narratives, and later some with disease. Or even that building looks a bit. Well, that's not gone anywhere. What's that? Definitely. Oh, that's the Harbour Police Station now. They've gone and commandeered that. But look inside that dome. You see all of that metal work going on. You wouldn't know that inside the copper dome that's collapsed. So these big things, they were unharmed, but surrounded by ruins. So the post office, yeah, all right. The post office, the mint, like nothing's happened. Not even a broken fucking window. What about the earthquake? Why didn't it shatter the windows? Shit. How'd you explain that then, guys? Everything else is shattered, and that hadn't even got a broken window. Post office and the mint, not a bit of damage. Ooh, oh, she's drinking water. All right, then that's accused for munchies, etc. By the stricken population. Okay, let's smooch through a few of more of these quickly. Oh, what do? Hang around in the street, writing shit down while cavalry go through all of them. Look at there's still enough buildings here. Still. Merchants Exchange and banks stood up. These things. Earthquake proofing, maybe. Well, they've had earthquake proofing put into buildings since. There's a few skyscrapers have got these suspension things underneath. I know that Winchester house from the movie The Winchester House, that had hydraulics and pinions underneath, so it would just, it would be cushioned in an event of an earthquake. It would be buffered. Oh, there's another one of those things there. A little magger. What's he looking at? Cheerless ruins. I wonder what they are. Oh, that is. Could be the size of a boiler, maybe. Maybe a little bit smaller back then. I don't know. Anyway, look at the size of that wall there. Jeez, makes no sense. Wow, that's a good picture. Not seen that before. And the famous ferry terminal, ferry depot, which escaped as well, apart from a crack in the tower, apparently. Fucking most selective event ever. Oh, look at these little starfort tower things here, or whatever that is. Ruins of the Mark Hopkins Institute. There's a nice little church there, gone as well. That looks like a mud-floody church. Look at the lower level there, down there. It's weird. Okay. Ooh, oh, fucking cow. What, like as in cows? What cows do we need? Oh, I see a world. Apparently cows roam around busy city streets. They had horses everywhere. I bet it smelled cow's poo all the time back then. But before then, they had like levitating cars, like, Luke Skywalker's car, just floating. So there you go. Fuck a duck. Excuse my language. Whoa, look what it does. Anyway, look at that thing there, guys. Have you ever? That street looks like not much has happened. It's weird how that happens. But look at that. Hoo. Yeah, I like that very much. Good little bit of antiquitech evidence. Building committee. Well, there you go. So dynamiting dangerous walls again. They clear the area so no one witnesses, and then they're just they say that they're doing that. Insurance as well. There's a coal building. Also set fire from above and not the bottom for some weird reason. I tried to envision it, and there's like sparks coming out, and the spark goes in through a broken window, or hits curtains, and then everything else goes up. It makes no sense how it could spread like that in this type of architecture, because other places it don't happen. Like I said, that building I seen, like if it was open later. And this is another thing as well. These, yeah. So it's the utter ruins of San Francisco gasworks. 2 gasometers. I hope they were empty, because that would have been like Halifax explosion if them 2 had gone up. They must have gone up here, guys. Surely the gasometers must have exploded, right or wrong? Looks like Hiroshima, doesn't it? Yeah, beats me, guys, beats me. That's not being built then. That was built prior to the earthquake, apparently, and was completely unaffected, because it's probably used earthquake technology, which they will be doing from now on, apparently. So the YMCA there in San Francisco. Oh, young man, there's no need to be down. Your building's gone now. It's called the YMCA. You can hang out with all the boys. No, you're all right. Yeah, go take a shout now. You're all right. Don't want to feeling clean, actually. You can hang out with all the boys. Oh my God, look at that. Fucking hell, more antiquitech in that tower. Look at that. Jeez, that's amazing. And all of that there as well. Taking out the old world here, guys, and bringing in a new bullshit backwards society. That's what we got. This was the last bit of vestige of that old world destroyed. Look at it. Well, look at all that in there. Smack up on that, really, guys. Evidence. What in God's name is that? Right, we're looking at 1906 technology. What? What's the stars? It's like a dome with a thing with an aerial inside what would be in a tower. What do you think that is? Looks like a bit of like really good bit of technology, and you got this thing going on. Whoa, look at that. Trippy. That's really brilliant, that one. So that's the Hall of Justice, the Dead Sentinel, Guardian, the Dead Portsmouth Square. Oh, lovely. Oh, wow, look at this church. San Francisco earthquake. Okay, it's a synagogue. That didn't fare too well. It's all that mud bank there. Did they dig it out? What's happened to that? It looks fucked. Well, the plaster's fell off. I know everything's fallen off, actually. Wow, what kind of earthquake was that? Okay. Shit. Little church, nothing left of that one. The James Flood building and a poodle dog. And the Poodle Dog restaurant. Okay, let's have a little look. They sell pot poodle. No, that'd be more Chinatown. So, what? I hear they like dogs, not in the way we do. I might have heard wrong, but I seen a video on YouTube. Looked quite convincing to me. It's terrible, abominable. So, okay, and they're making little dugouts, and they got all of that wreck. Can you imagine? I'd love to time travel. There's another one of those domes there on top of that skyscraper. Can you see it? The metal dome edge. Yeah. Wow, what a chilling photograph that is. Really chilling. Just imagine living in, the smell of the smoke and all the animals and everything that must have died, must have stunk. They don't mention that though. Oh, they've got, luckily enough, in their cabin, they had a Bosch automatic washing machine, thankfully. So that was good then. So let's move on. Okay, that was San Francisco. Now we're going to be having a look at some kiosks. Now I've talked about bunker booths for a while. I definitely think these are a technology. What say you? Kiosks. Why are they called kiosks? Seems a bit of a Russian word. It is more or less a Russian word, isn't it? Koyeski. Koyeski. It's a kiosk, or koyeski to the Russians. So we had kiosks in Britain when I was a kid, and they basically sold cigarettes and sweets and things like that. Okay, you could buy a newspaper or whatever. So woohoo, everybody bringing the love vibes. Hi Nora, good to see you. Mortal Errand, good to see you. Vibes, everyone. Yeah. More French words. Okay. Oh, it's kiosk French. Okay, thank you. It is French words, but the Phoenician decoration and all of this sticking up in the air off of it, and you got this antiquitech on top. I think that they must have invigorated you, or just been like, you know, some organ tech. This one's been bricked off for some weird reason. So there's a hollow space inside. This one is in Spain. A kiosk in Spain. It's been bricked up because they're not using it anymore for whatever it did. In the film Carousel, he time travels on a carousel. He spins around and he goes to another time in that film. I was wondering if carousels with these mirrors, some past tech. So this is the Great Exposition in Paris. They got this big bit of tech going on, all that antiquitech on top. It's a bandstand, apparently. I think something else is going on with them. Always have. Because they have technology attached to them. So it's probably for beneficial purposes. And maybe some sort of protection with hazardous EM in the air. Some sort of like Faraday protection, if you like. Or maybe you stood underneath it and then you just felt absolutely fantastic the moment you left, which is why all people gather underneath them to get in all of that energy that's drawn out of the ether using these devices and then strewn about you. Anyway, the Japanese got them as well. This one is in Saigon. It's more ornamental, but still the same thing going on. I'm sure they got little brass bands as well. And these, like we just seen in San Francisco, all of that metal work. And that's from a 1906 exposition. Wow, that is incredible. Look at it's all this Phoenician decoration as well, isn't it? There, Phoenician heads on it. So yeah, you go in there and do what exactly? It's really amazing, really. Amazing antiquitech. These humbler things as well. Yeah, I dig there's people in them cooking, but they got antiquitech on top. And they got these in packs nearly everywhere in every city in Britain. You can see a bandstand with antiquitech on top. Harking back to the Gilded era, where everyone used this technology in existence. That's in Discern. Okay, in France, all that antiquitech with the lattice work in the wrought iron is also technology, because the set leafers have to pass through it. Here, it's a load of antiquitech towers. That was 1370. Look at that one. Oh, that looks like a car battery. That looks good. Excuse me, spark plug. That looks like a spark plug. But all got antiquitech. Some were belfries. But they're showing you that they're technology. Antiquitech. Like this. So you get the resonator, the antenna, which I just showed you at the top on them San Francisco images, down into that conductor there, which you can see, looks like it's made of ceramic. You see them on pylons all the time. So ceramic plates, if you like, conductors. And then people suggest that in the ball below that is mercury into the resonation orb or tower or onion dome, down into there for frequency, conduits, and a transformer can use into usable electricity. And that is the technology, but it's more to it than that, because it's using sacred geometry as well to, tweak the ether, if you like, which you can see on the schematics there, which looks somewhat like CERN. You know, looks like the Hadron Collider there. Coincidentally. So that is antiquitech, and that's what we think is going on with these ancient buildings and these things, even statues, to reach out into the ether and tell us of a time we could fly. I believe we can fly. So there's one of those resonators coupled with the bell tower for bell charge, which could charge up every 15 minutes with the clock, and then every hour a big ding dong or dong dong, and then it will charge up again. Bell technology. So this one's in Winnipeg in Canada. Beautiful big startaria building. Oh, it's mud floody, but it's a big top heavy chunk of stone in Winnipeg. So I think this is Washington DC. Yeah. Sleepy little streets. There's one person there. Don't expect to see too many people in a residential street, but they are mud flood buildings. I see a window just there and windows up there. But it's a much cleaner, nicer world. You can see over here they got like a Greco-Romano temple going on. That's also in Canada. That's crazy, isn't it? Looks like the top of a building and the rest is underground somewhere. But that style as well, isn't it? That Gothic influence. Gothic, Baroque. This bit looks like chalets, but it also looks Germanic. So French, Germans, European influence. This, however, is not. That looks like a synagogue, but it has the Eastern influence of onion domes for resonators in its top, and also 4 angels technology, 1, 2, 3, 1 inch corner. And, oh, excuse me, wugger. As you can see, it's all mud floody windows down there. And schematics for a church. You can see there's a resonator inside there. It's collecting out of the ether. And that's what they were doing all along with cathedrals, cathodes, and all of this technology that has been hidden from us, which is now being shown to you. So this is a cool little map. This was shared to me. Let me just share it with you for a second. Sorry, I did that again. Just making a bigger screen. Of Asia. Leaf, that of British shared this for me. There's a few anomalies I noticed straight away because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Is Japan, which just had an earthquake, which according to the older maps is down here by Korea. And it is no longer by Korea, it's up here, by here. And it's one big island and a load of tiny little islands, which is not actually the case, is it? Okay. And that's America there. Unfortunately, it's written in Russian, but fascinating how close to America Russia actually is, isn't it? They had a little land bridge across there, being really interesting, that they got here in whatever area this is. I can't mark it up anymore, but if you look closely, there's a row of pyramids there, like the ones in Egypt. A row of pyramids. I can find the Great Wall of China on here. I was thinking that this might be here. But no, it's not actually visible. We've got these mountain ranges, but where Beijing is no visible Great Wall of China, which is interesting. That I cannot find any Great Wall of China on it. Just this, Great Wall of Rome, Phoenicia, I should say. You've got the mermaids present, ever present. So it's all in Russian. You don't see anything like the words of Taria. In fact, there's hardly any words that you would recognize on you, except for like Goa here for India. Everything is a bit weirdly placed. Sumatra here is a little bit too squashed in the Indian Ocean. And they don't show you any details for Africa, but they show you the pyramids in an image by here, which are there. So, no pyramids that
that I found anywhere else. But this is a lot of place names on here, that is for sure. And nowhere, hardly anywhere I recognise. I've set there Tartaros, Tartaros, like Tartarus. Sarmatia Asia they got. So yeah, completely different take. Russian map of Asia. I could link that up. Following this video is well worth a study. 1537. So I'm sure it's got no Antarctica on there. It doesn't go that low. Whatever they call this. That's Australia, Tara. And always ever present Phoenician whales, narwhals, and mermen and merwomen. Ever present. So that's a cool little map. I like that. I love a good map, me. I love a good map. So exit full screen. Okay, I'll share that with you following this video. So let me just come back for a second, catch up with myself. He will go on. Okay, 864 of you watching in total. Some of you are watching on the glorious martinliedtke's Taria channel. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, the sky is beautiful. So, Marticus Farticus, 860 of you watching. Could you please share this out? Do us a solid, share this out, and get a nice diverse audience over. Can hang out with the Flat Earth British peeps and find out how fucking cool it all is, yeah. Which it is, by the way. Is that Nori? Yeah, and link that map up. I will link that map up. I've got a collection of photographs, or new ones that you haven't seen before, of destroyed Boston in 1872. And they're mind-blowing. They're really crazy, actually. So Hippie Shake said, Cheech is in the house, hi brother. China didn't build the wall, no, did they? Fuck it. I think we definitely nailed that one home. If they're going to be building everything, don't use Roman schematics sizes like the roads and the Roman mile and everything else in buildings. It's a bit of a giveaway, but there you go. I don't think they build anything. Front row seat, except for shit. Like China, you know, like that shit that everyone buys. So Antarctica's not on there, no spiritual bean coffee. So Pamela Swan's in the house. Woohoo! Love maps. I love maps too. I got a lot of maps. We do map specials sometimes. Dean, I love Dallas. I got a cool little picture. Did he share of? That's weird. Excuse me a second. Stay there. A Fort Worth exposition. They had an exposition in Fort Worth, surprisingly, and we discovered, myself and Cheryl, a lot of antiquity for Fort Worth. Okay, well, I got some images of the day to share. Apparently, that wasn't them, which is good news. Okay, share screen. I got some images to share with you guys. It's going to be fun. Okay, it's good, that Wobbly Bridge video. I love showing that. I love showing videos. It's good. Okay. That's something I'm going to share with you in a little while. It's a book that shows you that coal fires were not a thing in the antiquity. Only these really are elaborate steam-powered heating systems. So let's have a little flick through some pages and see what we got. Yeah. Oh bloody hell! Woohoo, Pamela Swan. Thanks, G. Thanks, Chris. Cheech, my bro. Everyone. Matthew Reynolds. Big ups. Hawaiian guy. Good to see you, man. Okay, welcome all. One love to you all. So yeah, this is basically Christian telling Arjuna. See that there? It's got fucking laser beams. Going to blow up your army with it because it's a Vimastra, and they had Vimanas. They were what you could call UFOs, but they're not because they're machines that float using maglev technology, and they got like proper big weapons. So imagine one day the humans post reset They're struggling a bit, and then this guy turns up out of the water, and he's like, "It's like, what? You live in there?" We live in Europe. Haven't you watched the film Aquaman? No, the television hasn't been invented yet. All right. So what if there was a species that come out of the water and then became humanoid after a while? We have got fins on our hands, after all. Could have gone from the sea. They do tell us we came from the sea, but their version's stupid with evolution. So here's a little Krishna dude, and look what he's done. He's fucked up the giant. It's a bit like David and Goliath. He's giving him massive head punches because he's got basically a holographic fist. This is weird. So at first I thought it could be a water chute or a water spout. You see these, this phenomena where there's weather. But this water spout is hitting a tower of a, sorry, I can't blow that up, a tower of church. Oh shit, it's the wrong one. Excuse me. Oh, beginning. I can't find my beginning tool. Excuse me. Oh, fuck it. Anyway, let's move on. So, did they do this to you? They always did this to me in school. They made me stand in a corner, stand outside, put my fingers on my lips, put my fucking hands on my head. Like finger on lips can stop me fucking talking. And they used to do this because of the Spanish Inquisition, used to make you wear dunces hats. This was a form of punishment. You must go to the corner and reflect on why you're not taking this brainwashing very well. They were weird as fucking Renaissance period, apart from having fantastic clothes and jewels and all this fine shit going on, tech on the heads and everything else. Look at this tech. They're really weird looking. Look at the nose on her. She hasn't got a bridge on her nose. Do you know why? She's Phoenician. She's a Phoenician. She's got alabaster skin and she's got a Phoenician nose edge. So see this picture here? It's the painting of a real angel. No, it is. They said it was, and I believe it is, because it looks haunting. And that could be an angel. That could be a real life picture of an angel. Probably Michael. What do you think? Well, I think it's an angel. I want to know. I want to believe it's an angel. Here's a crazy narrative they give you for this old world building, the Palace of Westminster in London. Apparently destroyed in a fire in 1850s, but photographs existed, but there are 0 photographs of it being destroyed, laying in ruins. And then when you look into, that new House of Parliament with Big Ben and all the rest, and Stephen's Tower, or is now Queen Elizabeth Tower, being built outside of these paintings. It's like photographs existed. Why can't you give us photographs of the Palace of Westminster being built, or the other one being destroyed when photographs existed, when it got destroyed? And what of this huge tower in this artist's rendition on Westminster of that giant tower that doesn't exist? Or did it? Excuse me. Or did it? It's a crazy big palace, that, guys. Crazy big. And that thing behind it may have stood. So here's the Phoenicians. So he's got to suck up to a human. Okay. It's like, look what I've got. She's got a baton, though. She's got a baton, so I can zap you. It's a bit of a taser going on. And he's going to give her, it's definitely Poseidon, he's definitely a Phoenician, a load of gold. Let's have a look at this in the Horn of Plenty. That one's got a US dollar on it. This is a Renaissance painting. Maybe not. Looks like. Anyway, so yeah, bribery. You can have all you like. So here's the Phoenicians. They come in always from the sky and water, both from above and below, and they look like this. They're always not really dressed. They like shiny things. What's that? He's like putting like a tray behind her head. and he's just gonna have a feel of the boobs. Oh. But they're fish, you know, they're gonna have fishy habits, aren't they? You know, fishy type of people. So here we are, we're gonna take out this giant. He's David and Goliath. He's got a sling. So do you really have to come to battle me naked? It's like, fuck yeah, I always battle naked. So what is that? That thing hanging there? It's my penis. Oh, right. Well, it just didn't look like one. And this guy's leaking oil, a bit like the one out of Jason and Argonauts. It's like he's taking him. Could be a robot, you know, guys. Full of engine juice. Anyway, they got a giant to guard them, and it looks like he's got fuck. Oh no, what's he done? He's accidentally stabbed himself in the leg. Possibly. I don't know. I don't go into too many details about that. Anyway, so let's move on. Rumpty Toodle Pina Colada. So these are a couple of knights, real knights going out in the day. Look, beautiful horse coverings. The horse is completely blindfolded, and we are also blindfolded because we don't want to see where we're going. We've got our lances. It's like, oh yeah. Your lance is really, really nice. Is your face covering made of metal? Yeah, mine's made of metal. Oh, you've got the lovely little Madonna nipple thing going on. Nice touch. What's yours made out of then? Oh, mine's made out of paper. Right. Did they tell you that would be safe? No, they didn't mention it. Okay, don't worry about it then. This is Baalbek, built by giants, no doubt. Look at the size of this human being. What gets me about this picture, apart from the scale of it all, it's where the other pillars go. Now that is the earthquake I'm talking about. It shook the world, guys. All of it went on a move. This place moved. So again, with the Phoenix, and it's above an Egypt that we do not recognize. They're hieroglyphics and nothing like ours. They got a phoenix on it and Phoenicians, you know, alchemical symbols, sun, etc. Also, the pyramid does look nothing like the pyramid we see. It's got Phoenician stuff all over it, Phoenician statues, and two entrances there and two entrances there. Okay, excuse me. Sorry I had to flip through there. Oh, bugger. I'll have a little look. There's stuff in the background. It's just crazy, that world. Oh, it's got all the Phoenician mermaids, the Phoenician stuff going on here. And Nebuchadnezzar's also got a baton as well. That's just amazing. So this is a sort of narrative that they wanted you to say that is happening. Is an army comes in and this kid's holding his ear, so I'm thinking there's some sort of noise attached to this, and chucking people down the well and smashing everyone else's heads in and murdering the population by decapitation. Everyone's getting their heads chopped off here and put on pikes. So that is control. We'll just kill a shitload of you and we'll steal your city and we'll burn some of it. So I think it got, you know, that sort of strategy was maybe bad on the nerves. So basically, we use modern strategy of our new technology. An earthquake machine. Boston Electric Belt. This is a tens machine back in the day. So you put it on there and electricity definitely heals. I've been using a tens machine nearly every night for the last couple of weeks, and it's just, the pain has just been reducing because I've been in some pain. Look at that statue over there. She's pinching her ass. Is that true? So I never downloaded this picture just for the boobs, guys. What do you think I am? Look at that. She's pinching her own bum. Is that true? Oh, fuck. Can I fucking work this? Yeah, she's pinching her bum. Should have shown that picture. So yeah, lazing around in a hammock caught in stone. And also I got this picture from an old magazine I thought was interesting. Was the chief Cherebanowski has got a thing on his head, undescribable thing on his head, like a pillowcase, and Death is holding the hands with Doghead King, Doghead King, or Pighead King, maybe Pighead King, who's got them strange Freemasonry pillar legs that we see the sun wearing in alchemical images. So Lis and Tephrometriate. Don't know what that is because it's all weird Latin. But yeah, that's another lot of strangeness. Right there. Strangeness go down. Yeah, blows my mind, that event. And all these people just turning up. Or, you know, when did they put these boards down? All miles of boards. You know, oh, actually, that's the concrete for the tram. Excuse me. But still. I'd love to be able to time travel. I posted this back 4 years ago, a book of atmospheric phenomena, and this was a superior mirage which was witnessed in 1869 in Paris. The entire city was reflected above the city upside down. I've heard cases, I got books here which explain people witnessing Bristol city centre in the high lands of, in a storm actually, in a cloud in Canada. They seen churches, they took a photograph and it matched Bristol. Other people seen the Hamburg reflected as well in the clouds or above another city on fire after World War II and the devastation of Hamburg as well. So there's been these mirages that are showing you things from another place. How is that even possible? And how is it being possible for the entire city to be shown in reverse above in the sky? Wouldn't that not freak you out? Well, apparently that's a superior mirage. This is an interesting thing here. I did a lot of magazine as well. It's an operation in thermodynamics using Solaris, using the sun. So this is a sun generating unit. Solar panels. And this was 18th century. No, 19th century. So yeah, 19th century is using solar panels. So guys, you know, they've been using them all along. Major evidence. Okay. Also this, St. Elmo's fire on Notre Dame Cathedral. So they say it is because it's attracting electrostatic charge. This is the tower that was added in apparently the 1850s and burned down a few years ago. You surely remember that, don't you? Covered it on my channel live. It's arcing up the antiquitech, guys. It's showing you. And that tower's now gone, coincidentally. So more futuristic tech in the past. Out of the Veda is Krishna coming in on his flying banshee bird. I don't know if that's a banshee bird, but it's a bird. So we could have done that. That would be cool if we had big birds like that. We could basically just fly on. I'd love that. 420, small town girl. Smoke them if you got them. So, okay, we got loads to go. Don't worry, guys. We got a lot of way to go yet. And we are on 2 hours and 12 minutes of this. Hi, Krishna Dallas Fowler. I didn't know you were Krishna conscious. Here's Krishna. He's a mermaid man. And he's just come up from a whale, exactly the same as Jonah and a whale. Funny they got this clown's head on the floor with that there. Really weird that is. The eyes on it is so trippy. So yeah, he's the people are like, whoa, holy one. You live in there? It's like, yeah. So there he is, out of a fish. And this one's got 4 heads. He's a bit of a, basically, he's a schizophrenic Janus. So he's got 4 heads. But he's on the lotus flower. So he knows about reality, and he has a pineal gland and pearls, or some sort of resonating tool. Interesting. I bet that floats. So it's all about tech, isn't it? And the sea. So how can you live in a fish unless it's a submarine? Also, flying tech in the Middle Ages with Jesus coming on the holy hand grenade or the orb. Yeah, holy hand grenade of Aquanoch. Jesus is riding it on a rainbow and everyone is going to fucking die in mud. In this case, they're sinking in the mud. You see that they are sinking in the mud. Jesus comes over and what's causing the ground to turn to mud is sound. And you will be surprised how many alchemical symbols show you angels blowing trumpets, causing sound and vibration, which cause disaster. So
I know Massa Mara are really tall, isn't they? See these giants? No, they're not. They're jumping up and down. But still, look how much they can jump off the ground. It's just like flying, isn't it? All that way up in the air. I love jumping myself. Jumping's a good feeling. I used to like swings when I was a kid. I used to love that feeling of just swinging on a swing. Just be like flying. Could do it for hours, me guys, on a swing. So I used a bit of Delft pottery from Holland of the Phoenicians. You can see them there with the. What you will see is this Venus all the time with this sail thing, like a sheet. You see it all over. You know, Renaissance art, statues. I see it so much in the Ovidian stuff. It's really quite prevalent. And this is another factor as well, is we're on stage set Earth. We're definitely in some sort of theatre, if you like, and they will show you our reality is scripted, and here's the theatre curtains held back by the cherubims. And you see that over and over again as well. So this guy, I don't know what he is. He's a different species of different stuff, but he definitely got himself a pair of boobies, which was good news. Yeah, he's got boobies. And he's basically, he's a bit pissed off because he put his dick up on his belly, but that's all right. He's got one. Willy belly, it's fine. Still usable. Do you think she was actually alive and she just closed her eyes and she died? Because I can see eyelashes. And that's all just the algae of time or the moss of time covered there. I find that really haunting and very beautiful for some reason. It's like she's alive still, isn't there? It's just crazy weird to me. Something going on with that cemetery art statues and all of that. Renaissance art, some strange stuff going on here. Rodin's thinker, but not really. He's got his hands on his chin. These three guys up here, this guy here, he's got his hand on his dick, which I found really weird for over a door. I think that demon might be a homosexual. Difficult to say. And a lot of naked stuff going around, which birds flying. Looks a bit of a mud-flooded Armageddon mess. But yeah, what a weird door. And a lot of skeletons. And ooh, he's lifting somebody over her head. A lot of nudity going on. And at the top, he's trying to grab his wheel. The demon guy. So fasces, these are identical. These are a prototype uranium rods for nuclear generators, and they are exactly the same as fasces. You've got all of the rods bound together and a middle rod, and they're exactly like a church window. They're using fasces technology to boil water for hydroelectric, and it's sweet fuck all to do what they're saying. I'm convinced of it. It's just too hazardous to work with uranium and at them levels, guys. It's just people be dying left, right, and centre. They're using fasces technologies. Might be some residue in there just for, you know, fucking token sake for your Geiger counter to click on. So there's Middle Ages Babylon, which is some people call Egypt. There's Babylon, which is Egypt, and you can. I've shown this many times over the years. But you've got that peninsula, exactly the same as you get in New Madrid. Very sort of coincidental on a lot of that. And these mesas, which are not there, which all the pyramids are on, which are really weird. But one thing you do get, you don't get mesas in the Sahara like that, do you? With a sphinx on top of one. Where you do get mesas, though, is in America. Lots and lots of mesas. Wonder if they're just copying and saying that's in Africa, really. It's in Egypt. So, Angkor Wat and surrounding areas in Cambodia, they got these petroglyphs that you could see just run for hundreds of miles into the distance of square blocks and streets from the older world that was here before. Yeah, coil tech, Tesla reconstructed it, old tech. Yeah, I do think that, but I don't know if Tesla might be just a psyop. I think this tech is just like, he was where in Serbia they were still using antiquitech, and I think that definitely he was just, like you say, telling people about what was already existing, like bell technology. So these guys are holding hands and they're reaching around the bell, because when the bell resonates and vibrates,
it's going to be good for them. They're going to feel great. Beltech. Healing technology, just like tuning forks, a healing technology. So I can't find these in the modern day, but apparently they were there in the past. These idols of Colossus in the valley of Deimain, D-E-I-M-A-I-N. So Deimain, the valley of Deimain. I can't find them anywhere in India or anything because these are not Buddhas. I don't know what deities they are. I couldn't even tell you. They're really strange looking heads on them, have been deformed, but really strange. The arms are missing, and I can't find them in the modern day. But they are colossal statues. They obviously got gowns on, but what civilization they are, I couldn't even tell you. Couldn't tell you. Not Egyptian, not, you know, just crazy, just crazy. So here's a flood. This is why mud flood sellers is a stupid fucking idea in Europe or anywhere. It's these floods. But this is in Antwerp, I think it was. Oh, is it? No. Oh, there you are. It's in Manchester, it's in Germany. Can't pronounce that though. And I'm wondering why in this period they got this thing here on a tripod. I wonder what it does. Is there like an advanced weather testing thing like they got in the modern days, a barometer type thing? I didn't think they were around that back then. But definitely looks a bit of advanced tech. So here they are digging the mud out of Rome, finding all of that world below their feet. They knew nothing about before they started getting trucks and trucks and trucks to get rid of the mud. So there's another end of civilization to do with an earthquake is Pompeii. Whether or not you believe it or not, they definitely tell us in the history books that was the fall of that great civilization and that city of Herculaneum. And here is Jericho, which is Jericho. And interestingly, they have a ark, like the Ark of the Covenant, with two cherubs. And these are Phoenician cherubinowskis on the Ark of the Covenant. It's the Phoenicians. And what are they doing again? Drums, trumpets, and the sound, and the sound and vibration causes the entire of the city and the city walls to just collapse. And the ark has to be some sort of technology to my thinking. So this is Atlantic City in New Jersey, but they haven't got sidewalks just yet. Only wooden sidewalks, but it's a lovely, beautiful city. It looks really clean. You've got a gator farm. Ooh, I'd love to see it. Oh, it's Palm Beach, right there, Palm Beach, Florida. Excuse me. So dig more muds out in Italy, and then you find all of these underground things that have been walked in apparently for a long time. All this old world, and they don't even look Roman. That does, the arch look Roman, but these slit windows, don't know what they're for. Maybe floor posts, something like that. Flooring joists, hard to say. So that's a lovely little building. Loads of these left in America. These wooden things, seen loads of them in Galveston, and they are mud flooded houses. Beautiful architecture there. I think that's in. I think that one was Atlantic City. So some Renaissance art. It's not the statue I was interested in this picture. It was the scene in the background, which is basically, you see up there, fucking things in the way. Excuse me. Acts of lightning making civilization fall in this artwork, and people are laying around dying, and there's some sort of being. I don't know whether you can see it. I'm not gonna look. That could be a statue falling. The laser beams anyway. Fall of civilization in that picture. Yeah, roof ceilings of churches are also like the hulls of ships. I'm wondering if this place flipped, they would double up. So what kinds of medieval headwear would this be? Look at the button on the front. Aesthetics. It looks more functional to me. I don't know. It's hard to say. This is Quebec's Rotunda Parliament building. Quebec had a fire. You can see all buildings next to it burnt, but it's an unusual structure. There's a few of them around, but that one is just like the top of a building. The rest is far underground. So here's the Cherubinowski. They fucking cry a lot, don't they? He's got a spear. Why are he crying? Why is he crying? What's he got to cry about? Look at the Phoenician shell. Spoiled, probably. So here's an interesting little French church here. Beautiful window there. All that old shit there, leaning against it. There's no windows in here. I think this is an old ruined church by the look of it. Here's the front bit. I think it's in a French city. I can't remember which one, but yeah, it's definitely a ruin. Look at all that Gothic decoration and knobbly bits. Wow, it's left a rack and ruin, all right. It's crazy, isn't it? And that is Cologne Cathedral. It's weird, this one, right? So yeah, it's been heavily bombed. One of the most heavily bombed cities in World War II. The railway station. Oh, it must have gone straight to the roof because that's absolutely fine. Cologne Cathedral's a bit splintered, but it's fine. I noticed there's some few buildings here which are still structurally okay. You don't see any shell holes. And that's something you never see in World War II. What you do see is a bloody good aim to miss that bloody station and that church. It's just amazing. This is where pathfinders come in handy for missing great antiquity. Must be a deal going on between them. So here's that Phoenician I mentioned with the sail. You just seen the artwork. It was Venus. And she comes in with this sail thing. And there's a load of people. I think that might be Jesus up there, not sure. Oh, that's Socrates. Yeah, Socrates. Telling him some stuff. Whoever that is. Let's have a look. Don't know. Sorry. Yeah, look at that for a doorway. Somebody actually carved that out. So trippy. I mean, why would they take the time to do that? It's just craziness. I'm not sure what stone it is. If it's plaster, but just so much detail. So another crying frigging Cherubinowski. This one, I wanted the whole world, not just a piece of it. Give me a city, or I will kill you. Oh, here's a bit of a city. It's a pillar. It's off a bank. Okay, that'll do for now. Get out with a fucking blasting civilization. Here's a knight. And this is some of the proof I mentioned that knighting is stupid and getting on horses is stupid. Because here's Sir Geoffrey Guttrell in 1345, mounted, being assisted by his wife and his daughter, because he can't get up there on his own. And if you fall off, you're in a mess. You won't get back on again. Face planted in the mud. So here's Texas Spring Palace. Any Texans in the house? Yeah. Any Texans in the house? Yeah. Me. Fort Worth, Texas. Opening day 10th of May. And 1890. Look at that they had. I'm not sure if any of that is there now. But I've seen some old world stuff. The most unique and attractive exhibit ever presented to the public. Constructed, ornamental, decorated entirely with the products of Texas. So all of that was built apparently with Texas stuff. And it was in wonderful Fort Worth. Thank you, Small Town Girl. Now we're going to have a look at some pictures of how they had no internet in the Victorian days. Apparently like people talking on a phone all day. But what did he do? He's got a press there, so I guess he might be pressing some substances, or he's letter pressing or stamp pressing. He's doing something with that press. So he's writing books and he's concentrating, and he's doing that with his day. A bit like me. I know. I'm not doing the new stuff, sitting there fucking watching stupid videos and stuff. I'm doing creative stuff. So this is weird. I don't know whether she's had her head chopped off, but I think that's the sort of impression in this picture. But they just got the most beautiful furniture, the most beautiful clothes, and these are just average houses. This guy, he's going to do his shopping this because he's probably down the drugstore because all of these groovy drugs, and these are real ones, guys, are running maybe a little bit low. He's thinking, what wonderful drugs can I buy today to get wankered on? And he's in his nice, these were quite popular back in the day, smoking jackets. Yeah, like no coward. So she's relaxing on a chaise lounge, on a chaise lounge, on a chaise lounge, on a chaise lounge. She is, yeah. She's posing a bit. She looks a bit miserable. She might be a weirdo. Look at the silk curtains and all the silk curtains. So fucking hell, they got some cool shit back in the day. So here's your family here. Love these lamps they had back in the day. Bit of crystal hanging off. I love crystal lamps. And there's your average family back in the day. It was all about family back in the day. Family unit. So I don't think I think that's weird. There she is. So this is a 1800 photograph, and she's already got a photograph of her parents, old and dead, on the wall. It's weird, isn't it? And she's got loads of photographs on the wall, actually. So, and it's winter, and so how are you keeping warm? Oh, it's the summer. I just put a oil painting in, something we don't use. Checkerboard pillow. Don't trust that. Don't trust that pillow. Nice bit of plantage in the middle of the table. She don't look too happy though. But I can't imagine them having the same depressions and things to moan about that the people of today do. People moan about anything now. Instant default. Oh, and they're all looking at all the stuff that the news is telling them and like thinking about all that. Like anyone gives a fuck. Like certain lists that are being apparently brought out, well, they won't be having any evidence to go with it. So it'll just be just words and nothing will ever happen, except for a load of twats that have sold out are going to be going through a ridicule process. And that's all that's going to happen. Nothing will come of it ever. But it does keep a lot of people thinking on these levels. So here's a happy family squashing their heads together. Strange voodoo, that is. Better works, though. It's a nice scene, though, isn't it? Happy families. So, yeah, the main function of a family was the meal, evening table, hoping that the wife can cook. You don't stick a fork in an uncooked potato. So what's she doing on her chaise lounge? She's just laying around with a flask of stuff. So yeah, they seem to have it a lot better. They didn't need the internet. Look, if you go down to the 19, yeah. So Wild West saloon, yeah. Only it's not like you think. And the kid, he gets a half a pint. So I grew up Estonian Welsh. Alcohol was very much a part of my young childhood. The Estonians just love to give me alcohol. Look at this. So what kind of heater is that? Is that a wood heater? Could be, but it's like, how's the heat getting out? And it is beautiful heater, and it's not gas fire at all. And they all got lovely armchairs, lovely soft furnishings. Everything is expensive. Everything is beautiful. That's a picture of Boston, pretty much the same as San Francisco. What's she got on her wall? Chinese man on your wall. Just a bit like Queen Victoria, doesn't she? She's got loads of pots around. And she's growing anything interesting, because they did. It's all better then. There's no GMO back then. It's all first gen. So what do they get up to in the Garden of Eden? Okay. Two of them are going to break away, Adam and Eve, but they got some stuff. They're cavorting on a little dip in the pond. And let's dance around this tree naked. So that's what they're doing in Eden, in heaven. They're cavorting, eating stuff, and getting on with the animals. Nobody's eating anybody. So, during the night of July 1892, more than 1,700 buildings in the heart of St. John's were destroyed by fire. The blaze left 1,900 families homeless, miraculously only claimed 2 lives. So both St. John's, one in Newfoundland and the other in Nova Scotia, both destroyed. Both had massive masonry. Yeah, so these two look like they got electric in there. We have some sort of device holding that anyway. Which I don't think that's an oil lamp because it's really high up unless it comes down. But what a beautiful lamp. And that lamp in there as well. Look at that lamp. When you ever see a lamp like that. And this thing in the corner, what do you think that is with all them whole things in there, guys? Looks like some sort of heater, doesn't it? But what kind of heater is that? Never seen anything like it in my life. Thanks, Hippie Shake, by Mind Blowing Books. Okay, so schools. Yeah, so we had crazy teachers. I had them too. They used to cane me every single fucking day. I was taught shit, but I gave them back everything they give to me tenfold. Anyway, so that she would say, silence, children, hands on your head. And I had one crazy teacher, Mrs. Cox. She'd come around and smack you with a ruler while you were sitting there. Kids used to cry, man. They used to break kids when I was in school. It's crazy shit. Fucking, just schools should be illegal, man. Sending your kid to school is just high level fuckery. Just to be brainwashed, told lies. Homeschooler, man. Don't let him go. That's Bath. That's a city I get a bad headache in. I don't know why. It's beautiful enough. Bath in the West Country of England. It's all Roman architecture and that, but it makes me want to have a nosebleed. It gives me a thumping headache. I think it's something to do with the stone there. I couldn't wait to leave last time I went there. I was like, thank fuck for that. And instantly, as soon as it was behind me in the fucking in the rear view mirror, my heart started to lift and feel better. It's really strange. So why is it that Britain get to designate the meridian line or zero longitude line on the Greenwich Mean Time, which is there? The line goes through this place here, which is also an observatory, has some strange tech on there. This is it back in the Victorian era. This clock here is the world clock, but it has loads of digits on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 each quarter. 12, 24. It's a 24-hour day clock. Kids right looking at that. Really interesting. A lady's taking a chicken out for a walk because it was clucking. Okay. Here is an angel. It's got a coat of many colours, a bit like Joseph. But look at them wings, man. All them iridescent colours, man. I'd love to see one of them. That is like LSD angel. That is fucking awesome. But yeah, everyone's dying in the background. Obviously, mudflood, Earth's cracking up, earthquake, civilization burning. It's all attributed to this angel business. It's a bad day at Blackrock. And then one's getting eaten in hell. So I got a couple of coins to show you here. Some from Germany, some from Holland, and some from 1700s and 1800s, and some are Russian as well. And they show you starforts, and really cool ones actually, but the Phoenician narratives all alongside them as well. You see the Phoenicians, you've got the starfort going on here. You can see the Phoenicians again, offering the crown to a leader again. But these things, you know, they're just too sophisticated, and they were there, you know, well established. This one's J709, and there's a large starfort that's already built and way established, way before all this. Look at this thing here. And you know, the town city house is supposed to be like wood in the Middle Ages, and yeah, they got these things. That one's J127. Juicy little starfort there in the corner. Oh, excuse me. And that one is starfort designer, looks like, or something on a picture. Okay, he's holding a building, which looks like a rotunda. You see this a lot, don't you? And there's Mercury, Zeus in hand, and they're all on some sort of cloud vapory thing. And there's the starfort, elevated starfort of St. Petersburg. Wow, look at that. But the Phoenician, that's Peter the Great. Apparently, it's got a laurel leaf, a Phoenician, apparently attributed to building all that cool shit in St. Petersburg, like the Winter Palace and Hermitage and all the rest of it. Although him himself lives in a log cabin. Makes no sense. Again, with the baton, pouring the water narrative, and this starfort on an island. Oh, another superhero, I-700. And there's already big established starforts all over Europe, all over Asia, all over America, all in an early time, all there, all established, all mighty big concrete, or this narrative look. I'll give you my starforts and a crown. There's a bit of an exchange going on there, isn't there? And look at this one, manifesto. That's why ships manifest. They have a manifest. That's why political parties have a manifesto. They're going to manifest the bullshit. I'll have to check my manifesto, see if that's in the manifesto. Oh, it's not written into the manifesto. The manifesto. Whatever. Fuck off. How should I fuck off? Quickly. And this one, that's a nice one. It's got a few satellite-y bits, but definitely the Phoenicians going on. Oh, that's a nice one. Size of them cities in the background as well. It's bigger and more established than looks now to me. They're just like different sorts of skyscrapers. That's Russian. Getting a bombardment. And a strange Dick Eye 709 there for that starfort. Wow, look at that one. So yeah, they were there really early on, weren't they? And these cannonballs just ping off and they don't do shit. Watch a new Napoleon film, you can see nothing happens to a starfort. They got one in there. So, back to Belbeck. The size of this masonry though, guys. I would love to go there. Maybe not. I just, you know, these look mint, these bottom bits. And the bottom bits should be the most worn, wouldn't you say? But you get up the year and the pillars are just worn away for what entropy, I don't know, or water. But these bits are fine. You think they're, so it's, what I'm saying is it's disintegrating from the top down rather than the bottom up. Well, whatever hit it from the above then, is it? Because this site is massive and things have shifted them columns and stuff. There's just biblical. So this hieroglyphic bit of stone here looks like it was soft at some stage. I can't imagine why they would put the hieroglyphics in a dent. So I think this was soft stone at some stage. Maybe used a sound. You can boil water with a sound, you can out a fire with sound, and you can soften stone with the sound. Angkor Wat in Cambodia, built, used, inhabited apparently 1600s, around that time, by the Khmer Rouge. And this is the temple, which is apparently just last 100 years been discovered and excavated, but it is huge. All of these petroglyphs go out for many, many miles to this ginormous ancient city that is all buried under the jungle. And this huge reservoir. Was it a reservoir? Or was it a water source for whatever machinery this was? Just crazy. Oh, thank you, Stu, member, for 2 months. Thank you, all my members. Anyone who's joined membership, it's really cool and kind of you. Thanks. Yeah, size that reservoir. If it is a reservoir. But yeah, what a perfect oblong as well for the ancient world to cut that off. Many mysteries with Angkor Wat. This is interesting. Look, in America, it says here, a ceremony with the Tartars Grand Sham. So in America, a ceremony with the king or the Grand Sham of Tartary. And they seem to be carrying a blanket or something. And there's what appears to be a gentleman or two on top with some sort of tech in the middle. So yeah, it's interesting that the Grand Sham of Tartary is in America, wouldn't you say?
But I have read, and I read a book before too, A Sacred Theory of Earth about Hiram Abiff, who was a Phoenician admiral hanging out in America with some Egyptians, actually, and Moses. Anyway, so long story. Oh, I love big balls. Yeah, I like big balls too. This isn't a big ball. I'm going to touch it. Oh. When it don't fall on your head, that happened before. Smash your face in. Look how fat it is. It looks like it's a fucking ironing board. No, we all look like that here. Okay. Look at that beautiful bit of glasswork. Egyptian glasswork. What is the point to all of that, I wonder? So the Egyptians, you know, I don't know if it is glass. It could be something soapstone or something by the look of it, because apparently the Romans, a long time after all of this caper, invented glass, but that looks like glass to me and looks Egyptian. What about a giant's vajra? Yeah, if you're going to have a vajra, a giant's going to have a vajra. How did they even found that thing in the ancient world, guys? Alabaster could be, it could be epinephrine, lovely. Frenzy could be love. Good thinking, Batman. I was thinking that. Anyway, look at this old toss pot here. Okay, he's Freemason. He signed the Master of the Second Veil. They all had, anyway. God almighty. How can a religion, oh, just my head's in, how can a religion, you know, con people into think that they're worshipping one thing when really it's, you know, it's obvious that they're the devil. It's really weird. Or working for the devil. Mind you, who isn't these days, eh? So, 1870, pneumatic transit, okay, in Russia and America. So before steam trains, they had air-powered tunnel trains. Yeah, it's like people have abandoned religion. They're not into going to churches anymore. It's like, you know, Jesus and the devil, you know, was having a discussion. It's like, Jesus is like, I'm losing all my subscribers to you. It's like everything is evil. It's like all this culty stuff going on. Everyone's into your stuff now. They think it's really cool. It's not cool. It's shit. And they all end up dead when they follow it in a bad way. And then they're like, their soul is like not pure anymore. And then you're basically on the snakes and ladders game of, you know, soul ascension or spiritual ascension. You go back to square one again. You got to start all over another 25 million lifetimes. Haile Selassie. In my house, there's a picture on the wall. Haile Selassie's got a real thing about the Phoenicians, and look at them eyes, man. What the fuck is going on with his eyes? He looks lizard in his eyes there. Anyway, yeah, he's Phoenician. That's what give him power. Because how do I know? Because of the evil Cherbanowski's on his throne behind him and all of his expensive shit. And he is. Maybe that's why Mussolini went there to sort it out. So I'm going to get these fucking Phoenicians. The fascists, I'm not sure if they liked all that. They had their own thing going on. So here is an underground, below ground level city in Roman brick or below thatch field. So there's the same for Texas Wall as well. Who's going to go and visit that? Look at that though. All covered in mud. Here's another mudflood evidence for a building in Russia. You can see here, door underneath, doors there, everywhere. All below what would have been buried below street level. And there's double plasma bolts, double fascia, showing you the power that they yield to reset civilization. Holy reliquary. What's with that? In the medieval period, they brought a reliquary, or a bit of a saint, in a box through your tongue, and everyone went the freak fuck out. And then they got all of this sound going on as well, exactly like what they did with Jericho, with an ark and the trumpets. But in this case, it's harking back to it, I think. But so what is it? This saint's got holy bones that make everyone really fantastic to be around it. It's that holy, you know, fab Superman bones that make you feel fab. Is there some weird magic going on with reliquary? Because I've been near reliquary and I don't get a buzz. I get a weird, like, no, I'm not feeling that. So I don't know. Something to do with saints and these people are revered, and their bodies after they're dead are worshipped and revered. Worship's a weird thing as well, isn't it? Yeah. So you give up your personal strength and you give up your your immortal soul to an entity that is bullshit and invisible and give it all away. It doesn't make no sense to me whatsoever. It's illogical. I will give it away. 1870 here, waiting to go into the new city. This is a picture here in Russia where you can see this like expositions type affair, and these people just standing on the hill, just looking at what exactly? City? Maybe an empty city, waiting for them to get ready before they go back in. Excuse me. Oh, that's a nice little AI, picture of a reset. Looks like the bottom of the fish tank. I imagine that's what it looks like when them ginormous, colossal civilizations fall. Look at that for a beautiful bit of architecture. And I brought all of the stuff for this over horse and cart. There's a ladder going right up there. Look, where's that going? To there. Glass, massive glass ceiling to it. Yeah, so we were in a boat. We were on the move. There's waters below us. There's waters all around us, and there's waters above us. Maybe we're in a glass bottom boat upside down. And maybe like Hillary Clinton says, we're going to break the glass ceiling because it's glass ceiling. So yeah, mystery of the ages awaits the excavators of Monte Alban. So this site in Mesoamerica in Mexico is attributed to another Mesoamerican, not the Aztecs, not the Mayans, I can't remember. Anyway, so basically when they discovered it, they discovered all of this mounds of earth, which is mud, completely covering what was pyramids, mud-covered pyramids. And you can visit these in the modern day. I have some images of what they will look like. And these strange structures share these stones as well. What the fuck are they? Well, some people think they were giant organs. And here is a giant. So a group of natives in central highlands of Mexico captured and put to death a giant, pulled his guts out and give him a big black eye as well. So apparently you need a few Mexicans to kill a giant, though, because basically they're giants. Awesome. So 733 of you watching on the Martinliedtke channel, a few on my other channel. Thank you for popping by on Flaterday. We've got a bit of a way to go, yeah. Just a few images. This is Fifth Avenue, York. Do you notice how different the world is now? Now we have beggars, tents, street poverty, drug addicts everywhere, people hunched over on fucking God knows what drugs they got out these days. Terrifying new drugs that just completely smash humanity, and the governments are bringing them in and pushing them like they always did, like they did in the 60s and the 70s. All that LSD, all them hard drugs, they all flooded in the 1920s and 1930s. Endless drug addicts everywhere, all brought in by them. And they got a new version now, and it's fucking everyone up. So I had a meetup, didn't I, a round table, and my friend and two of my friends, this one guy, be a guy in his mid, turns up from Doncaster, and the city they live in, everyone's fucked up like they are in American cities. They're on their fentanyl. They're all on fentanyl, and we got a thing in Britain called spice. It looks like weed apparently, and it just fucks them up, man. They just looks like zombies on it. It's just the worst. And the world in the past, we had none of that shit going on. None of that homelessness, poverty, and rubbish and vandalism and things that just drive you fucking nuts. Just, I'd love to be able to clean this place up. I'd have it looking really lovely for you guys. You'd love it. You'd have all little Martin touches on it. It'd be like, oh man, that was a really lovely touch. Thanks. It's like, it's all right. No, I really would, guys. You'd love it. You'd love Martin World. So this is Madison Avenue in New York City. I know it looks like Rome. There is a reason for this. It's got double pillars, sonic pillars, and all of this. These arrangements we regard as faceless night arrangements, but a load of Phoenician stuffs and an Arc de Triomphe with a quadriga on top, like the ancient world, because I think it is. All in plain sight. Excuse me, that's a Sky train I posted on my last post. And here's Fifth Avenue again. The Vanderbilts, the Astors, all lived on this street with mansions that I think are older world, with old world technologies involved. But look how clean and beautiful it all is. Everyone's got an umbrella up, but I notice it's not raining because everything's dry. So is it because of the sunshine? Look at that lady's little umbrella. Weird. Yeah, so a shitload of umbrellas, but this is not a rainy day. There's no water, everything's dry. There's no puddles. This must be the sunshine. They just can't take the sunshine. It's too bright. And again, vanilla skies. This is obviously altered, colorized, obviously. So there's the Vanderbilt mansion on Fifth Avenue. My God, the world then is so much better than now. And the clothes and the furnishings and the textiles and the textures and everything was better than now. People must have sat in so much comfort. Their beds, their furnishings. And now, well, we've got fucking IKEA. So this is an interesting bas-relief of Lilith, Adam and Eve. So which one would you have gone for, like, guys? Lilith or Eve? Because Eve seemed a bit of a prude, didn't she? She seemed to be moaning all the time as well. Lilith, though, on the other hand. Polish for dumpskis. I speak a little bit of Polish. So there's that site that has just been excavated that I just showed you the images of. Sorry, there are a few images along. But yeah, so they dug all the mud out and this giant thing was underneath. In Monte Alban, in central plains of Mexico. And all of that was under that mud I showed you. We dug it all out. The size of them bottoms for them pillars. And how big they were up there. Just amazing. Rivers of Mercury. So yeah, I've embraced that I'm a sinner. I can't help it. But I wouldn't put you to be good anyway. And as long as like your basic ethos is moral, is be honest and be kind, which I am, and then that's good. But I feel a sin coming on. Looking at you. Oh, I've seen the Scorpions advert. How do you think he got bubblegum all over her titty? Do you think he was chewing the bubblegum at the time? Looks like by her face. So what we got here? Try our $3 anus melts. So I'm guessing they're hot. Try one though. So here's more Rome, America. But, you know, funnily enough, you know, that was the original name for Washington, D.C. is Rome. Yes, Washington was called Rome. In case you didn't know, you can check that out yourself. And you got all this giant Phoenician columnage, which is apparently got no use whatsoever, but there they are. What would they be for? Just for aesthetics. How many people are there? The size of them. Just crazy. Do you ever hear this? Most people have heard of Karl Marx, but few know of his sister, Anna. Yeah, she was an Olympic runner. Her name is still mentioned at the start of every race. Anna Marx. Here's a good album cover. This sexy guy here, Dag Schreiner. Yeah, and Dag and Sound. Oh, I bet that's. What's he doing? It looks like his hand's doing something down below, doesn't it? Like he's like, you know, that might be his wank face, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, fucking hell, he's terrible. Right, let's go back to the 1970s, guys. Yeah. So this was my sister, not me. I didn't have David Bowie all over my wall. That would be wrong. My sister did. Here's a girl in a bedroom in Britain back in the 70s playing the David Bowie albums. Oh, I love David Bowie. And sitting, note, with a knitted blanket over her. Do you want me to tell you why?
because it's fucking freezing, yeah? We didn't have central heating even go into like late 70s, early 80s. Until then, we only had like one coal fire downstairs. That was the only warm room in the house. Lucky if you get a fan heater, but nobody could afford to run a fan heater back in the 70s. So basically, we had blankets in our rooms. We were freezing fucking cold with frost on the windows, listening to David Bowie. I wasn't. Okay, I was listening to like real good music, but David Bowie was still an age and still really good. Anyway, some of the albums of the old days are not really that, you know, PC, I think, but you know, it's not my world or whatever. Colourful Stylings, The Crusaders of Illinois, and The Singing Midget. Why stereotype him? You just call him like height impaired. Yeah, it's just midget. That's really unkind. Here's a nice little image, familiar image, looking outside of the dome, and what do you see? Matrix. But that could be what's happening. It could be just unrendered outside the dome in Antarctica, and that's what you see when you get there. Let's go back to analog. Let's fuck digital off, guys, shall we? Remember this stuff? This is the inside of what was called a Duke box. Yes, it was a box that used to play your favourite music. If you had the last 10 pence in the world or the last dime in the world and you were going to put it in a jukebox, what song would you choose? Shake, rattle and roll? No. Good golly, Miss Molly? Mustang Sally? No. No, I think not. So anyway, let's go back to analog. Dump that. Let's dump digital shit. Let's go back to big chunky wires. So here's a couple of purplers. Okay, here's a very famous Phoenician, Elvis Aaron Presley, with his purple. He's got also a baton because they give him to them, and he's dressed all in purple. Okay, looking like a proper Phoenician because he is. He's also got purple boots, and no one in the world, for some reason, has got a problem with his 15-year-old wife, Priscilla, at the time, who's also dressed in purple. So he's like, you know, in his 40s, but nobody gives a shit about his 15-year-old wife because he's Elvis fucking Presley, and he's a legal pedo. Try that in the modern day. See how that goes down. Mind you, if you're Elvis, you get away with it, or if you're a politician. Anyway, or if you're Kevin Spacey. I can't believe they gave him a movie role. People are only watching it or discuss now, isn't it? So anyway, here's some architecture of the old days. Art gallery. Look at the size of these exposition buildings. Absolutely phenomenal in size. So that's an art gallery. And then you've got this Crystal Palace main building here. And that ginormous Moorish looking agricultural hall. Machinery hall, also glass domed roofs. Look at that thing. And that is the Centennial International Exposition of 1876 in Philadelphia. Anyone from Philadelphia? Have you got any of that left? And what centennial of what? 100 years prior to that would have been 1778. I don't remember of any important historical matter happening in 1778. Maybe somebody wants to tell me. Purple vein, purple vein. That's what he had. So what happens if you're in the band suite in the 1970s? You get groupies. This one looks a little bit young. But see, the suite lead singer, he actually was on top of the pops with like basically teenagers, and he was like really old. The lead singer of Suite then was really old. Like, I mean, he was 30 and everyone around him was like young children and stuff. And there he is with a fluffy young groupie in the back of the van. Like, be a cruiser, come on, you love it. Don't make a fuss, just get on the bus. Be a cruiser. I don't think that's a good idea. I think her mum should have warned her about pop bands. But she seems happy enough, and she'll have something to tell the grandchildren. Oh, love, you should have seen him on a shag suite. What, mum? Don't worry. So I think this is bullshit. So the canal systems of Britain, we got like literally hundreds and hundreds of miles of canals.
And they say that they had this going on, women or men or horses and ponies dragging around a canal barge through the canals. Yeah, maybe at this period in the late 1800s, but I don't think then canals were originally like that. I think there was something much more highly technological going on with canal systems, and not just, you know, canal barges being dragged by old ladies. Makes no sense. Starforts flooded. So yeah, this Houses of Parliament, Westminster, photographed 1875, and before the embankment was actually there at all, which is interesting. Again, this was supposed to be, you know, burnt down 25 years before. You see nothing of it being built. It's just there, Westminster Palace. And look at all these mud flooders here, all of this stuff below the street level here. Of what is St Thomas's Hospital. This bit's been knocked down, obviously. They've got a skyscraper there now, City Hospital. But there you go. The Westminster Bridge over to Palace Westminster. You just can't find anything of it burning down or anything of it being built. There's a big alarm call with that. You think there would be one of the most important, famous buildings in Christendom. There's no evidence when the photographs have been around for ages. Is a big alarm call for me. I think that there's definitely something going on with that, and that it would be a lot older. Looks like some sort of jubilee going on. Queen Victoria. There's some bicycles in there. Let's see what I mean. I think they had like proper bicycles early on, guys. Jimmy Page was even worse. No shit, John. I agree completely. People write congrats because they can't spell congratulations. I agree with that. That's the reason I write congrats. True story. Oh, I loved the Warriors. Warriors come out to... I felt sorry for her on the train because she was poor and that, but I thought she was quite tasty. Anyway, so see Swan and... Ajax and his bird, who we ended up with back in the day, there they are now. Ajax looks all right, and so does his girlfriend back in the day. So I'm really happy that they are still around. What a great movie, yeah? Great movie. Fucking love to bop my way back to Coney Island, beat all the gangs up on the way. That is so something like I would do. So look who's hanging around together. I was wondering, right, because there's all these, like, they all like hang around with one another and they all go and talk to one another. You don't look happy there, though, does he, Russell? Do you think Russell got a vagina? I just wondered. Because his wife had a willy. I'm just thinking, how do they all know one another? It's the same on YouTube as well, haven't it? They all seem to like be in some fucking club or something. Like they all know one another. It's fucking weird. I don't know what's going on. They're talking to one another or something. It's just, I don't know. I can't imagine Joe Rogan being a Freemason. He just doesn't look like. Well, what does a Freemason look like? I don't fucking know. Anyway, look at this. More digging the mud out. Constantinople, Istanbul. Okay. And there is an old road covered in shit and old mud. Covered and wrecked palace, and now it looks like that. Constantinople, exactly like Caerphilly Castle in Wales, where I went not too long ago. This is new, and I'm telling you all, that Great Wall of Rome, that is fucking new. Never mind Han Dynasty, that thing's not been here long. So imagine that Hitler, okay, invaded America, and then basically, like in a parallel dimension, which we're not in now, but it might have been, because there's a lot of German names in Texas. I noticed, like Morenum or Lübeck, and there's just German names everywhere around this area, this place, for some reason. So imagine, right? So Texas has fallen. I don't think that's a likely scenario, yeah, at all. Yeah, you don't mess with Texas. Texas would not fall to the fucking Reich. You'd kick your fucking asses. Anyway, so Hitler, yeah, he's got like the Japs are on taking California. The Mexicans, they're just like on whoever's side, you know, they don't give a fuck. So, well, whoever's got the most money. So, America's stuck on this, but then in the Rockies, they got a little bit of New Mexico, a little bit of Arizona, and the states going up north. That's all you've got left, yeah. You got the Japs on one side, yeah. You got the Jerry on the other. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Ask Canada for help? Fuck off. They're not going to help. You've seen South Pack. They got slip mouths. What are you going to do? Do you want me to tell you what you're going to do? Yeah? Fuck them up. Yeah? Break your army into two. Go and fuck them up first, the little army. The Japanese, yeah? Push them into the sea. There's big cliffs here. Yeah? And then sort the Germans out. It's going to be hard to fight on two fronts, admittedly. But I got a plan. I got a plan where we can win this war, right, guys? Trust me. Trust me, I'm a good strategist, if I could say it. Who's he coming up to? Is he coming up to me? Oh my God, no, I'm a virgin. Oh my God, is he coming up to me? I hope so, I'm not a virgin. So which one do you think he's going to go up to? The blonde or the brunette with the flower? Which would be your choice? I think she's got the bigger titties. Not that that should be basis for a relationship. Obviously, beauty is skin deep and is based on the human being. I saw what makes communism works. Yeah, everyone agree with one another, like religion. So, fasting, day 8. Yay! Everything's going okay. Whew. Don't worry, you'll be able to eat soon. So, let's have a look at some dead legends. Have a think about them, shall we? Tavistock's finest. Did they really die? All of these, like literally all of them are dead. I don't know about this waitress here, but they're, oh, I love the waitresses. And they say stuff like, can I get you your bill? In American accent, pretty funny. So anyway, so yeah, so Brian Jones got a good Welsh name there. He's got a Cherubinowski with a Fender Stratocaster sat by there. He died in a strange pool accident. Only the fresh water that was pumped out of his lungs was fresh water and never had no chlorine in it, proving that he had drowned it somewhere else and then put in the pool, but nobody ever investigated his murder. Mama Cass burgered herself to a death. I don't know what happened to her. So, John Lennon, well, he got a bit too close to one of his creepy fans and he paid the ultimate price. No way in a million years that fucking Chapman did anything, and he's not, I don't even think he's dead. So, George Harrison, one of the Beatles, he got stabbed by a crazy fan who broke into his house, said Harry, and stuck a knife in him and he died. So that sucked. So Sid Vicious, Sex Pistols, apparently he killed himself after he murdered his girlfriend, Nancy Spungen. No evidence for that whatsoever. Kurt Cobain, apparently, I don't have a gun. Particularly programs everyone and to tell you he's going to blow his head off when I think safely, and I'm not really, I am a detective, but I definitely think Courtney Cox had something to do with it, bro. Yeah. Or your creepy drummer. Yeah. Your creepy drummer has a creepy basement. We all know about Dave Groenen's basement, don't we? Yeah. Kevin Spacey visits him, and that's saying something. So Amy Winehouse, she fucked up on crack and told the truth on Jonathan Ross show, and when she said she wasn't joining the One Eye crew, she ends up dead. Michael Jackson, he told everybody history's a lie, and then he's like dead by drugs, which he doesn't really take. A short time later, Buddy Holly dies on a plane crash with Big Bopper as well, and that's just like the Leonard Skinner band getting all killed. Oh, Awesome Freddie, the greatest entertainer in the history of entertainers ever, is Awesome Dead Freddie. He got an ass-injected death sentence, apparently. Here's Janis Joplin. She drank herself to oblivion. I don't know the circumstances for her death, but I do know the circumstances for the great T-Rex's Mark Bolan's death. He hit a tree. Yeah, it was his last hit. And here is Jim Morrison. He died. I don't know how Jim Morrison died. Holy fuck. So, Roy Orbison, yeah. I don't know how he died either. Pretty woman. But Jimi Hendrix, he died suspiciously. So he's in the back of an ambulance with 2 trained paramedics, and they don't know to stick him in recovery position on his side when he vomits. And he dies of inhalation of vomit. They say he mixed barbiturates and alcohol. So, yeah, I can imagine I'm making you vomit. If you're laying on your back, you would die. But, I'm not with 2 trained paramedics. It seems a bit murdery. And Frank Zappa, he said too much. I don't know how he died.
I don't know who that is. Is that a Ramon or a Pat Benetton? I don't know. I don't know who that is either. So, Elvis, he died. Oh, is that No, I was thinking with that German. It's not German. I was thinking it was Michael Hutchins. Can't be. My favourite ever is, as you all know, is Keith Moon. Yeah. He's awesome, Keith Moon. He died because he was basically, chronic Asperger's. Did everyone's head in. Bob Marley, they bumped him off. He got into the political thing and basically opened his mouth a little bit too much. Bon Scott apparently died of 40 measures of vodka. Fuck off. 40 measures of vodka's fuck off. He could drink anyone into the table. It was Bon Scott. I don't believe that he could die of alcohol. Who's that one there then? Oh, that's Sid Barrett. He's just died recently, isn't he? But yeah, Sid Barrett, he went a bit nutty. Apparently spiked with a shitload of drugs. Who's that guy there? Anybody know? Yeah, Bon Scott that was. Who's this guy here, guys, with the top hat? The doorknob, Dr. Glenn Campbell. Oh, is it? I love Glenn Campbell. Oh, all right then. What about this one here? Is that Ramon? Because he's a fucking cock. We don't like Ramon. John Bonham. Oh, is he? Oh, hail John Bonham, greatest drummer that ever lived. We love, apart from Cozy Powell, greatest drummer that ever lived. Apart from, obviously, Keith Moon. But they've all got like a Phoenician names as well, haven't they, really? They named an airport. John Lennon got his own airport. Don't have Jimi Hendrix Airport in Seattle. Seattle. You should do. So there he is, Keith Moon with his girlfriend. His boyfriend. His friend, who is Alice Cooper. So Alice Cooper hangs around with loads of fuckers. Nowadays he's hanging around with what's his name with Amber Heard? You know what I'm on about. Fucking Jack Sparrow. Him. He's hanging around with him in the band. I'll pretend he play music. He's got like legs like a chick. And he's got like a little skirt thing on. Anyway, his head's too big for his body. There's obviously something going on. But yeah, so Keith Moon, party animal extraordinaire. But they said actually Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones was the most hedonistic human you could ever meet. So he was on a lot of drugs, which is why they're big bags and look fucked all of the time. So yeah, strange relationship with them two. Not sure if it was okay. Sure looks round to me. 4-letter words. Seller of adult fairy tales. That's oh, thank you. This is interesting. The Webster's Dictionary. I got a Webster's Dictionary, but it says here the entry for 1930. Commander Byrd discovers new land in Antarctica. So that's the place he was talking about that was bigger than America that nobody had set eyes on. And there's an entry in there in Webster's. Isn't that interesting? He discovered a new land, isn't it? So look who just won an OBE for being a pedo. It's great, isn't it? Not Nikki Campbell. She's all right. I don't know, though. Some dead eyes, isn't it? I don't think she's going to pass me for any talent contests anytime soon, so not really worried. But Tony Blackburn, yeah? Tony Blackburn of Top of the Pops fame is actually won an OBE, and he's actually still alive, which is weird as well. Fucking hell. Shit took a shit. So yeah, so all of them dodgy Radio 1 people are all still about doing their, doesn't seem to matter. The establishment is like, no problemo with it all for some fucking reason. It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. So I got some more images to show next week. Can't go through them all today. I got these New Zealand ones, 1870s, blows your mind. Boston, 1872, fire new ones. But what I wanted to show you was a little bit of footage here. Sheffield, 1900 in England. And it's a nice little old film. It's only a few seconds long, but it shows you that the world was a much better place. Perambulating, electric trams, still doing that stupid thing with dodging the trams like they do in San Francisco. It's a bit like the Vancouver footage I show you as well, isn't it? Not a dodgy road crossing. I'd love to time travel, guys.
I'd be really good at it. I wouldn't be a time travel sex tourist. That would be wrong. I would do other stuff. Totally wreck the timeline. Give them free energy. You know, they have free energy. Give them ideas that they haven't thought of yet. Well, they got all of it. There's nothing new under the sun. This is the thing, isn't it? God, there's a lot of people out and about in Sheffield that day. And they had a really good transport system as well, didn't they? On these electric trams. So yeah, I love them old films of the old days. So yeah, that's earthquake machines. Now I just want to show you this one booklet here that I thought was really interesting. I'm going to share it with you because it's a booklet of heating devices for big houses, I guess. But what you do not see anywhere is a coal fire. You see these things. They are amazing. So I'm guessing you put the wood in here or whatever. And this, I seen one like this in the Czech Republic though, but into the shell thing. But yeah, I'll show you some of them. They're absolutely amazing designs for these heating things. So I can't exactly establish what the heat is for this thing, you know, but that's the mechanism for it. I'm guessing the pipe goes in the wall. But as I said, it's not like conventional coal fires, is it? Or what you'd expect. It's these unbelievable heaters. And they're like Phoenician stuff going on. The fire's in there. And it must be boiling water where the Phoenix is. A ball behind it. And deeply coded as well. A holy hand grenade included. And the Phoenix with the fat shades in its legs. Oh, excuse me. So let's have a couple of these. I'll share this in the descriptions, just following this video. So thank you everyone for being here. Oh yeah, you can see it's water connected. So the fire goes in there. And wow, heats the whole house. Heats the whole house. Just amazing. And even that crucible is a part of the tech as well. All of them, all of it is. Well, that is really super interesting. A couple more. So it's not what I'd expect to see. And that's the heating they had. I don't think they were using them fireplaces at all. I think their anderons were resonating heat off of this thing, heating the pipes that went through the back of the fires. And I think this was what's going on. So there's evidence here for it. I think it was more widespread. I did see one, as I said, in Czech Republic. But yeah, and they're beautiful. That's what they were heating with back in the day. As I said, not what I expected. Share that with you as soon as I finish this vlogage, which is not long. I'm on, oh my God, 3 hours, 22 minutes. All right, coming back, guys. Let's see how you are all doing. Okay, thank you for being here today. I've got 774 of you in total still watching, and I've managed to maintain for 3 hours and 22 minutes, which is awesome. So I got a lot more to show this week. I'll be back this week for another post. Okay, guys, I'll try and do a premiere each because I can talk to you lot in chat then. I can't watch what's going on in chat and I'm missing out, basically. So who's that there, lovely lady? Oh, Lynn, supers. Oh, thank you, Lynn. That's beautiful of you. Thank you. So Alva Billy, fantastic show. Alva Billy's happy. Well, then that's a good sign. Warm and tasty, Mary. Oh yeah, I could do warm and tasty now. I meant food. So Small Town Girl, good stuff. Yeah, you love Flathead British, brilliant, isn't it? Oh. So yeah, that was a shit ton of information, but like, you know, it's spinning. There's loads more to go. We can't do another half hour, guys. It's just like it's getting on for midnight. Sure would be nice to have a time machine. I know, just wow. Back to like Victorian era, 1900 would be pretty good. Cardiff, 1900s, with the biggest coal port in the world. All that stuff happening down the docks and all that. Oh, it'd be amazing. I bet you get some proper good stuff as well down there. You know what I mean?
all world stuff. Ed, good to see you, my bro. Love the green screen background. Yes, thank you. I do it now and again. I don't like to do it all the time. Pamela Swan, because basically, it's a bit them, isn't it? You know, I'm not really fucking NASA yet, are you? It's British. But having said that, I really do like my backdrop page. So let me do another one. We'll do another backdrop. See what pictures we got here. So that was pretty. Star footage. And then we're going to have a little bit of the expositions. Oh, I'm on Champ de Mars in Paris in the expositions. Where am I now? Fucking hell, I'm in the Nuremberg rally. Adolf Hitler's walking towards me. Heil Hitler! So that's the Nuremberg rally. Oh, I'm in Armageddon, yo. Oh, I'm on the top of a mesa with a horse. Yeah. I'm on the beach. Yeah. I'm up in a valley. And now I'm in Wales in a little country house. I got a little Wales country house here. There you are. There's pretty. It's a little Welsh cottage in autumn. And here is the cover of my book, The Holy Grail of the Great Reset. Now, I complained that somebody did one idea. Well, obviously that was cropped for the book. I didn't do that because I didn't print the book. Beautiful veiled ladies. That's quite nice, isn't it? And a bit of antiquitech. Very, very nice. Okay. Ooh. Phoenician fireplace, coincidentally. Oh, that's a nice surrounding, isn't it? What? Oh, look. Splendid. What? There we are. What do you think, Sir Peter? Let's jam one another's knobs in the door, Sir Peter. Give it another slam. Give it another slam, Sir Michael. Whack. Oh, I love public school. It was so good. So imagine having to go to school with all like fucking snobs all day, the same sex as well. Wouldn't that be really bad? Okay, now. Kindly buy Martin a coffee. Thank you, Teresa Hippie for supporting mindblowing's efforts. Miss Jane, you're the best. Thank you. You're the best. You're better. You're the best too. We're all equally as best. There you are. Everyone knows we're the best channel. Scarab City, who is Debs? Hiya, babe. Good to see you. Boring. Talking much at you. So, but you love to say what you want anyway. This is me winding out. John Fletcher, most definitely groovy tonight. It was a groovy buzz tonight. And I definitely think that they are using earthquake technology to reset. It's good earner as well. Caddy Felton, good to see you, my bro. Hope everything is well with you. Adam Cook, he's my bro. Good to see you, my man. What's happening? Oh, good. Yeah. I hope you're good. I'm poorly, so being quiet. Oh, I hope not, mate. Are you all right? Get well. Whatever you do, keep positive, even when you're unwell, because that's how you survive. Not one dull moment. No shit. Okay, don't worry. Boring as tunnels, boring as buns. No, I'm not boring. Don't do boring. Boring's for boring people. Only boring people get bored. And John Chapman, good to see some stuff from Cymru. No, wait, bro, you Welsh. We got a lot of Welsh coming in this chat. But yeah, this is Wales' international stamp into the truthful movement. Okay. Might need to fight with British getting his 8pence worth in what he can. Andrea. So yeah, we're going to be having an epic here. You can see the sort of flavour. There's going to be lots going on. My new website is in development. That's going to be a good resource for you all. And Taria is a psyop. Prove Taria is a psyop. And I make a video and I bring it back to me and ignore the 1,000 videos where I show you that it wasn't a psyop. Maybe we could do that. No, people just say words, don't they? They don't do actual research or offer anything to the table from their computers other than criticization. I know this, but like I said, a lot of people like out there, I'm just noticing that maybe 90% of people have an automatic negative default. So they will be like, can't do that. If you have any shitty reality, you're making it a shitty reality. It's about you. And if you're bored, it's you you're bored with.
I'm happy with you guys hanging out for 10 minutes. Lemonka, doing our thing, winding down on Flaterday night. Cheryl Davis, you're awesome. Very much abstract thinking. Yeah, I'm a bit abstract. My mind works abstractly. I've noticed that. I love when Matt does voiceovers. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I could do like Star Treks and do like voiceovers, but they always get rude. But it's good insight into my... Tulsa's awesome. I love Tulsa. Arizona's awesome. And anywhere in America. Also, equally as awesome, except for the really bad areas in the hood. You need to sort that out. Because can't be carrying on like that. They're actually people too, aren't they? And they're just destroyed. It's heartbreaking. Matthews, these people's sons and daughters, and you see them. Just no, don't talk about it. It's horrible. 7-0, Trispawn. Mud flooding monster. Yay. Lisa. My friend, she got an American cat. I got a photograph here. I'm near your American cat, or your mum's. Martin, top vid presentation. Okay, thank you. You wasn't saying I was... All right, good. Not that I was taking notice anyway. So thank you, Earth first, space last. No space. I went to NASA for a job, but they said they had no space. Zania D, Flatterdays are the best. Yeah, man, they are. We're going up to 3.5 hour mark. Though D-Tech, good to see you. Okay, John Chapman. Okay, let me just find anybody who hasn't. Whole world wasn't Taria, Martin. The word is another psyop. You've been watching certain videos in the truth community, haven't you? They've been saying this, and they are paid to say that. I can guarantee you. So, if you don't like it, let me ask you, what the fuck are you doing here? Go watch. There's loads of channels with negative intent, like nearly all of them, on the internet. Go watch them. Thank you. Joy. Real friend Joy. There's no space. Andy. Bugman. And Pamela is woohoo. Quantum of Conscious Matt built a Russian stove. Did he? I like Matt. He minds his own business. He don't get in it. Mind you, don't bother with many people either. I don't blame him either. Saladiki, can you smoke cannabis legally in the UK? I don't know. I haven't asked. Kathleen Paris. It's a bit of a personal question, isn't it? No, I'm just saying. Can you smoke cannabis legally in your state in America? Well, yeah, I know, because most of them are, isn't it? You know the answer. Deb Witts, good to see you. That's a bit of a isn't it? Spiritual Bean Coffee, Lord Shri Shri, Hari Hari to you as well. Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. But there is a good vibration in the mantra, the Krishna mantra. Okay, your body does vibrate with it, and I do like the Krishna mantra. So what's that? Love Martin, Martin, love your shirt and jumper. Smart and handsome. Thanks. I tried to colour coordinate. Yeah, so I matched this burgundy jumper. Burgundy looks all right with me, I think. Burgundy and nice greens. Matching nice. And then I found a shirt to match it. So I tried to think about it. Yeah. Don't want to fucking, let the team down being a scruff bag, do I? Not all the time, anyway. Yeah. Okay. Loyal Tangy. Good to see you, my friend. Matt, you're too smart for trolling no matter what. Yeah, I don't get trolls or anything. I'm only playing anyway. I don't actually give a fuck about anything like that. It just doesn't matter. Because it's like, this place is a mirror, isn't it? And people usually on about themselves if they got anything negative to say. It's just outward projection, isn't it? Every girl's crazy about a sharp dress man. I hope Gibbons is a man from ZZ Top, because there's a rumor out there that he's got lady bits. I don't know. But I definitely think I watched, like I said, Kill Bill, which is fucking brilliant, by the way. I love Kill Bill. Got David Carradine in it. Bob, like the real Kung Fu, get it, David Carradine. Anyway, Uma Thurman, she's got a thing. She's got boy bum as well. I've noticed it's not big and nice, it's boy bum. And Daryl Hannah, who was a mermaid when she was young, right, is definitely a fucking dude. If that is a woman, I will eat my hat. I'll eat the sombrero if that's a woman. Or if it was born a woman, I should say. Martinliedtke, you said coolio coordinate at Martinliedtke. Don't know what that means, but yeah. Enrique, good to see you, my friend. Kathleen Perkins, what's happening? Lovely. Taking the chicken for a walk. Oh, I don't get that. Is this something to do with choking chickens? Something else in Britain. Why did the hedgehog cross the road? See his flat meat. It's a bit cruel, isn't it? And I love hedgehogs. What's that? Is it ZZ top in Wales? Is he top in Wales? ZZ? No, nobody says Z. What? What the fuck? Is that a Mandela effect? ZZ top? It was never that. Oh, fucking hope not. No, it's easy top, mate. So what's that? Hall and Oaks. Yeah, Daryl Anna. Wasn't age well. No, she hasn't aged well. She hasn't aged well. Hall and Oates, he's another. Although he's really good, Daryl Hall and Oates, he's definitely another survivor. How he survived, but he's Tavistock's favourite, isn't he? Dude looks like a lady, sung by a lady. Weirdly, Nicholas Frary. It's not a certain irony to it all, isn't there? You know, I love koala bears, Adam. And you see how clever raccoons are. Oh, I love raccoons. Really nice pets. Get a raccoon. Show me raccoon videos. We got rabbits. We're a rabbity family. I would have a dog, but I'm not responsible enough and I travel a lot. So they need a lot of love, don't they? And stuff. And I gotta do stuff. And it's just I can't take my dog on a plane, but you can. Tony Blackburn holding pliers. Yeah, for crushing people's bollocks with. No doubt. ZZ top. No, stop that, Bigfoot. No, none of you say that. ZZ top. Fuck my head up. I don't fucking sleep tonight. Gibbs was the one. Gibbs is the lead guitar player, bro. Yeah. The other one, the little dumpier one, he's died, haven't he? They were like two early bikers of rock. Yeah, he's dead. D-O-D-D. No, it's not Deado. Daryl is also a bloke's name, though, isn't it? Isn't it? No, just saying. Julia Robert. And Sandra got bollocks. D-Tech. Oh, the worst one of all is that Tony Curtis's son. I mean, daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, she's one of them, isn't she? She's in that Knives Out film. Fuck me. She looks like an old man. Thank you, son of Overbrook. I know. I am kidding. It doesn't matter anyway. It's my show. So anyway, it makes me happy. It's fun anyway, picking apart people, especially Hollywood stars. Holly fucking weird. Who gives a shit? I say, oh, I want about them. Daryl and his other brother, Daryl. So, Vivinus, Glenn Close. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Glenn Close. Susan Sharonton as well, I definitely think is one of those fucking Glenn Close. She's like a shit sucker shit. I think Susan Sharonton's like proper evil. She looks like she might do black magic stuff. And goes to all emojis. Tony Curtis. Yeah, well, her mother was, what was that famous actress's name? Her mother was beautiful. Tony Curtis's wife. Fuck. So I got mind blank. I can't even think about what his wife's name. But anyway, her mother was Janet Leigh. Janet Leigh, the famous one out of the Hitchcock films. Janet Leigh was her mother, and she was beautiful. What about Melanie Griffith? You know, the one out of Working Girl. I got a bod for sin. Well, I really liked when she said that.
Her mother was Tippi Hedren, you know, out of the birds. And Tippi Hedren was particularly beautiful, I thought. No, I think man in Nilezippii probably a girl. I'm just saying, we're not trans-investigating everyone. Bruce Jenner, that's not even worth mentioning. All right, give Martin some love. Give him a thumbs up, if you would, please. If you like my video, if it made you giggle, or if you learned anything, or what have you. Guessing it's a little bit more informative than, you know, a lot of things that are on the internet right now. Alistair, good to see you. Meg Ryan. Oh, one was spunk in her hair. That's all I remember her for. What else was she in? What else is she famous for? I don't remember anything about that. How you met Sally. Yeah, Holly Weirdos. Yeah, so all of them are fucking guilty as sinners just for being there anyway. And nobody actually gives a shit anymore. It's fucking brilliant. As soon as that file comes out and everyone's like... One of them that really fucking pisses me off is that Tom Hanks, right? As dodgy as he fucking is, right, guys, he's just made a video that come up on my feed the other day where he plays a hero. He's on a railway line and a guy has a heart attack, falls in the fucking railway tracks. He jumps off because no one else does, throws him up onto the platform, and then a train's going to nearly take him out. I've seen this narrative before. And somebody pulls him out, and then they're all clapping him because he's a fucking hero. I nearly fucking puked in my mouth when I saw that. I was like, whoa, so just make yourself out some fucking hero to get everyone's, you know, the guilt away from what you really get up to. That was disgusting. Anyway, he does my head in him. And Harrison Ford as well. He's another fucking one. Something about Mary. Thank you, Gareth. I knew that anyway. I wasn't going to be that obvious. But yeah, spunky hair, obviously. Jade Nelson. Anyway, Gwen Stefani. You got to be fucking joking, Oil Tangy. Of course, Gwen Stefani. Where'd you get her ass? Like that. She got boy bump. Have you noticed? It's a boy bump. Gwen Stefani got a boy bump. And not only that, when No Doubt started, there's videos when she's a teenager with No Doubt, I think it's like in high school or something, and she jumps out on the stage. She looks like a young boy. She looks like a teenage boy. Because do you know why? That's right. So whatever happened with the things and that later, it's just all that in it. So yeah, Gwen Stefani, I definitely think has got a stiff nothing. Or did have before the must be nuts, that culty thing. They have that, like, because of like peer pressure or what have you. And I think I identify as a woman. I think I should just remove my penis. And then like a month later, it's like, fuck me, that was just a phase. I want it back now. It's like, excuse me, madam, I think you've got an issue. So I think that they should all reconsider. I think homosexuals should reconsider. Actually, I think they all should reconsider. Anyway, it's not my world anyway. Do we want to say? Northern Miller. There's no doubt about it. Thank you. And they keep telling you anyway. He says, I'm just a girl. Why did she have a song saying I'm just a girl? It's not a boy saying I'm just a boy. It's her saying I'm just a girl. It's you're a fucking boy. There's loads of songs like that. What about I'm every woman, it's all in me. Chaka Khan. Yeah, what do you think? Seems a bit suspect. And what about sisters are doing it for themselves? Yeah, it's fucking great, isn't it? So, yeah, power to the women, except they're not, are they? I don't think Annie Lennox is an actual real woman. Do you? What about the Spice Girls? Apart from Emma Bunton, who's obviously a female, I'm not so sure about the rest. Sporty Spice. What about Beckham? Skinny Beckham. She's a bit duty, doesn't she? She's got a bit of boy band as well. So I'm thinking that the Spice Girls, because of one of zigga, which is a colloquial term for bumming, they're gay. I think they're men. I really do. I might get this completely wrong. Dolly Parton, we trans-investigating for the last half hour. It's good fun, isn't it? Dolly Parton. What about them massive mammalian rich rubitzers? They're like Tokyo. They are like SS-20 missiles. They are Minutemen missiles. They're that big.
Yeah, she's definitely a dude. You can get tits. Keanu Reeves. I don't think Keanu Reeves is a chick. The Hollywood actors signed. They've all signed a contract. Clay Pigeon, you don't get a fucking role and known to millions unless you've signed a fucking contract. Apparently, or you're not popular. That's what I find. Stephanie has a song. Don't speak to. All right. What about Adele? Adele, yeah. Go back like 10 years ago, she looked like shit took a shit. Now she's all like super fantastic fucking model, but she's got all them like masculine features, like Uma Thurman has. Like she looks a lot more like a father than a mother. TW, well, go on. Hiya, Oliver. Good to see you, mate. Gives new meaning to I know what boys like. Oh yeah, that's what it is. See what I mean? Fucking hell. Michael Jackson. No, I think Michael Jackson was a dude. Yeah, I like Michael Jackson. I don't say anything bad about Michael Jackson. I think they banned him because he was a good man. Debbie Harry, you got to be fucking joking. I got an entire photograph collection of Debbie Harry. Did I just say that out loud? She is definitely a woman. Okay. My Debbie Harry collection. I used to have a picture, a mirror on my wall, got in Puff Claw Market when I was a kid, of Debbie Harry in a leopard skin leotard. And that's a woman. Okay. Let me just tell you now. Take that back. Take that back. Blondie's not a man. I want to see them in a porn movie. Now, say, you need to take a look in the mirror. Okay, and decide and look at yourself and decide what kind of man you are. Okay, because that's not good. It good. Good to see you. Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, Jennifer Aniston. I'm so disappointed with it all, though, guys. Yeah. Fucking Megan Fox. That's not her name. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely. Fucking hell. For worse than you can imagine. Okay, thrice born. Anyway, guys, I've dished enough people in Hollywood. Or Lady Gaga. There's a reason she's called Gaga. Yeah, no shit. There's a video out there when a dick falls out on stage. Have you seen that? Yeah. She got a little member. She's got a bit of both going on. Hotel California. And we're definitely in there. You can get out anytime you want, whenever, please. Yeah, Queen Victoria was a dude. She was only 5'3". So I don't think dudes actually come on that size. That's a midget. Height impaired. See what I did there? Yeah, quite the humanitarian just lately. Damn, it's just save the humans, save them all. Come on, guys. They got a religion going, right? And their main guy, their boss, yeah, they fucking tortured. Yeah, and then nails him up. Yeah, and they give it, and his missus is on the game. This is not good for the savior of everything, is it? So, what's that, Elizabeth? I've flown most of these celebrities as private FA. You've flown. I would say that out loud, love. I don't know what you mean anyway. Right, Mark, no strange. Okay, I got to get going now. There's Gareth in the house. Good to see you. Pink. Fucking hell. Are you actually joking, Gareth? Pink is the most definite bloke out of them all. No doubt about that. What's that bit? I don't know, do you, Luke? But I think she's. I don't know. I don't want to leave I know who you're on about. And yeah, yeah. Robert Duvall? Oh, Robert Downey Jr. Not Robert Duvall. Seen Shelley Duvall lately? Yeah, she looks all right. The one out of The Shining. I know she looks like really shocking in the film The Shining, but I think she's beautiful in a way. So, not in the way like Olive on the buses is beautiful. Different way. Robert Downey Jr. Oh, he's on the list, isn't he? Was actually a very nice guy when
he played Led Zeppelin on the plane. They said Dr. Mengele was really soft-spoken and a lovely fella, and he was like basically operating on people and children and stuff. Yeah. What up, Martin? Vinny in Vegas. What up, Vinny? Much love to you in Vegas. Vegas. Debbie Harry, schoolboy crush. Yeah, did. I used to love Debbie Harry. She was the best. One way or another. Shania Twain. Yeah. Do you know why? Because she feels like a woman. Yeah. Why is she fucking saying that? That's like Gwen Stefani saying, I feel like a girl. She's like, but actually, no, she says, I'm man, I feel like a woman. Dun, 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 dun. Fucking hell. What about that? That's a good song, isn't it? The Gentle Touch. She's like, what is it? But have you got the touch in the middle of the night? Basically, it's on about like, I don't want to go into it. I think you get the drift. Don't have to explain things. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, chick, you lick. Be like water, my friend. Bruce Lee, a chick. So no, they have really muscly women, don't they? I don't know. Chinese are really small. How would you know? Shania Twain, yeah. She feels like a woman, dun dun, because she's a bloke. What? Taylor Swift? Taylor. Isn't that a bloke's name? Taylor. And Taylor Swift. Taylor means tail hair means something completely different in Britain. So never Bruce Lee. No, thank you for that, Fitz. No, not Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's a man. Okay. I tell you what, I'm gonna fucking tell him if he was alive. What you just said. Okay. Cherries. Honey, honey, do, 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 you are my candy girl. Michael Obama. What about J-Lo? J-Hang Low. You wouldn't have thought so, but I watched that old film, The Cell, and she was like in her teens. She was like 20s then. Good, really good film lines. Dream machines. Should I look? I hope they watches this, and if I get it wrong, they're like, "Wow, you said I was a dude. You said I was a chick." Lisa Farah, I don't know who that is. Matthew Reynolds, good to see you. Quartz, Amethyst. Annie, A. Mark, Robin, I don't know who that is. Vinny, good to see you, my friend. I gotta go fuck off. Richard Gervais is a big fat woman. He's a big fat chick. Yeah, he's got a big fat chick. He's a big fat chick with fanny. He's got fanny in his mouth because he talks a lot of shit. Yeah, I'm not happy with Richard, actually. He said some bad, really bad, detrimental things about the flat earth, which makes me kind of crazy. Don't know why. MK Ultra, innit? Conspiracy cracker, John Wayne. John Wayne. You'll be saying Arnold Schwarzenegger's a chick next. And what about Sylvester Stallone? Yeah. Do you want me to tell Rocky Bilbao you said he was a girl? What about Dolph Lundgren? Do you think Dolph Lundgren's a girl? I'll tell him. That one, the bird that was in Dolph Lundgren's wife, Bridget Nielsen, she's a fucking dude. Bridget Nielsen. Bridget Nielsen's a definite, yeah? Come on. I love trashing stars with Matt, and me, Ollie. It's wicked, isn't it? It makes me really happy. I'm getting all like tickly feelings in here. Okay, I gotta go. I've got 637 of you watching me trans-investigate the whole of Hollywood. It's brilliant. We love it. Grace Jones is a fucking definite bloke. From the nipple to the bottle, never satisfied. She's a fucking bloke, all right. 100. Madonna. Do you know, if you say, don't ever do this though, but don't say Madonna 3 times looking in a mirror. Otherwise she shows up. And have you seen her lately? Scary shit, guys. Scary shit. It's like they've just pulled her face down and stretched it like this. It's like that.
stretch on the face. So it's like all down here like that. I think people should grow old gracefully. You know, some people like look really nice with age, like a fine wine. You know, many a fine tune played on an old harp. Don't you know? So they say. Well, it's true. It's true. Like a Stradivarius, a Stradivarius. Grace Jones has 7 kids. She bought them. Kids are us. Same place Madonna Guessers and Angelina fucking Jolie. Africa. Fucking hell. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just checking it out there anyway. Why not? Yeah, don't say that 3 times, Steve. Steve, in the mirror, tripping. Because stuff might happen. I'm not, probably. I don't know who Rachel Madcow is. She sounds like she might be one. We'll call her a guy as well, Rain, okay? Nice one. Yeah. You're all potty. You're all nuts. I can't believe you. Oh. Mad Anna. Oh, Mad Anna. Mad Honor. I know. It's got mad in the name. Oh, Nicola Sturgeon. Oh, fucking hell, yeah. She got a sturgeon. That's how you thought of it, because of the music video, Madonna. Nicola Sturgeon. She's got a sturgeon. She ain't a virgin. Yeah, I know the one. I like Madonna's 2 videos that I like by Madonna. Okay. Beautiful Stranger. You're the devil in disguise. That's why I'm singing this song. And she does this leg apart movement, which is quite arousing. If she's a woman. And Music's a good video. It's got Ali G in it. And that's 3. And I like Real Light. That was brilliant. She plagiarized her off a guy who was like, she thought he was dead. He wrote it in the 60s. It was called Saffron, Real Light. And he lived in a castle flat in London. And he's like, spat his coffee out all over the table. He's like, that bitch just stole my song. Anyway, she gave him full props in the end. Because, man, I feel like a woman. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, right. Okay, go in. Striker, don't say martinliedtke 3 times. You can wake up. Wake up. You've been sleeping. It's time to wake up. Wake up now. You've been sleeping. Okay, good, you're awake. Saw the recent show with Nicole Kidman. I had a dream about Nicole Kidman years ago. I still haven't seen that. I know you find this weird, but I have not watched the film Eyes Wide Shut. I've seen the clips with all the fannies on there. That bit. But I haven't seen the whole movie. So not really my cup of tea. But Nicole Kidman. She's got an unusual name, haven't she? Kidman. A bit like Orphan Winfrey. She's an orphan and she got 1 free. And she's definitely one of them. Sherlock Holmes in this right now, guys. Anyway, I gotta go. It is nearly 12 o'clock. We're nearly into Sunday. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. A great week. I will be back this weekend. I'm loving my loving the night sky behind us. It's beautiful. Seen that in real life in New Mexico, the Milky Way, the rip in the sky, with the water come through. What's that, small town girl? Martin, help me wake up. Yeah, I thank you. I'm glad you did. You and apparently millions more. Ooh, which is great because I prefer it coming from me. Hey, greetings from Taribo, North Carolina. Yay, Guru. Carolinas, we love Carolinas. We love anywhere really in America. So, Julie. Okay, have a great weekend. Love you all. Love you all. Thank you so much for being here. And have a great time. And stay epic. Above all, be fantastic, okay? Be awesome to one another. That music actually fucked my head up. Cheech, what was that, bro? Big ups. Right, Wiggly Flat Thumbs. Dream a Rat Pack. How about Princess Di? Well, yeah, she's furnished now, and she married Elton John. No, I don't know. I like Lady Di. She's beautiful, but
Okay, thank you, Epinephrine, darling. Thank you, Vivi, Ernest. Thank you, Scarab City. And everybody else, you have been talking for 4 hours. You must have had enough by now, but there's still 600 of you watching, so it's just crazy. Princess Fergie is pretty. Yeah. Then when she went off with the Texan, and she was sat around the pool sucking the Mexican's toe. I was like, oh, I was lucky. Caught that in a photograph. Heron Snug, good to see you. Mama Cat. My sister talked to her. She bought a book off in a bookshop. She said she was really nice, but she talks to loads of the royals. My family talk to royals. I don't know why you do that. There you are. I thought you'd gone. So there's girlfriend there, Rosie Shower. She's my baby. And Kathleen and John and Elizabeth. Bumshanka, may the seed of your loins be forever fruitful in the belly of your woman. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which is not good advice because that doesn't leave a lot. And good health. Good health. Good health. And you know how to get good health? No fear. No fear is the only freedom you're ever going to really have in this place. If you just leave go of all that fear, negativity, the world's a different place completely. Barbara Bush. Fuck yeah. No shit, Sherlock. Oh, that's a definite. Oh my God. No. Finished on that one. I just got that vision now of that face. Oh, God. I always make you smile. Oh, you guys make me smile as well. You're a bloody hoot, a lot of you. Thank you so much. Asim Kirk, much love to you, my brother. And Spiritual Being, lovely name. And Rob, Lynn, 22. Tash and Beck covered. Oh, right, Tash and Beck's. Did they? Yeah, they're on it on some subjects. That's true. Oh, that'd be interesting. I'll have to catch that. Next US trip, Elizabeth, not long. Hopefully. Not long at all. Thanks for the moderators sharing. Oh, thanks, Dean. My bro. I'll get back to you very soon. Thank you. Aloha. Say that quietly because you'll say hello. Okay. Thriceborn. Kickback scenes. Okay. Much love to you all. Be good. I'll see you soon. Thank you for being here. Hey.